Hold up.
Wait! Wait. Wait. Whoa. Wait.
Where were we?
All right, here we are, episode 6. Wait, where were we? It's your host, Alex Zabidi. I'm here with DJ James Strzz.
Yo.
He's, entrepreneur, DJ, extraordinaire. He does it all from nightclubs to private parties, festivals. He's killing it. Here, tell him a little bit about your DJ history. What are like some of the craziest things you've done?
Craziest things I've done.
DJ wise.
Two things that come to mind definitely throughout my career. Two big things were my residency at Harrah's Pool in Atlantic City. So I was a resident DJ there every Friday. And also in Pacha in Manhattan. I was a monthly resident there at Pacha in their hip hop room.
That's gone now, right?
Yeah.
That was like the spot. That was like the after hours.
Yeah.
Open until like 7 a.m., right?
Yeah, it was a whole nother world in there. If you haven't been to Pacha, you will never understand.
So what is there a club like that now that replaced Pacha for like the
there's other
the
spots.
hours?
There's other spots in Manhattan that are like the after hours vibe and everything like that. But as far as size of a venue, no way. Pacha, it was a mega club.
Yeah.
You know, several floors, different rooms. It was cool.
Yeah. Oh man, it sucks that it's gone.
Yeah.
So what do you DJ now? What are like your residencies now?
Right now, I have residencies at Porta in Asbury Park, Laundromat in Morristown, South Street Social in Morristown as well, and I got some other stuff in the works coming up too.
Nice. All right. So if you're near any of those locations, you want to check them out. What nights are you there?
It all depends on availability and everything like that. Sometimes I'm on a Friday, sometimes I'm on a Saturday.
Okay.
Majority of the time at Porta, I'm there on Saturdays though.
Okay, nice. So where could they follow you? What's like let's start with the plugs up front so everybody could just see what you're about.
Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, everything. James Strzz, STRZ as in zebra, Z as in zebra. So all one word, James Strzz.
STRZZ.
Yep.
So all right, man. So what describe your style. What's your DJ style for the most part?
All right, so my style, I'm an open format DJ. I play anything and everything. So, like, honestly, when I play, like, I like giving people that oh my god factor. Like, yo, shit, he's really dropping that right now.
Right.
So all sing along, fun party stuff. You know, obviously, today's hip hop, some of today's house and EDM. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know, and
right. I'm
heavy on the throwbacks because at the end of the day, when you play a throwback, like people like reminisce. They think of when they were younger because. Who's kidding who? When you were young, life was good.
Right.
You know? So
no matter when you were a kid, the music from when you were a kid is what stays with you your whole life.
Oh, sure. 100%, man.
Hell yeah. So it's like 90s, all 90s for me.
Yeah, because there's certain songs I hear today from my youth, and...
What's your jam? What's number one?
Oh, bro, I can't narrow it down to one. You're out of your mind.
I know, it was a stupid question. What's like... all right, what are a couple like bangers... that you think like will get any crowd going no matter what? What's like a couple of those hits?
All right, so like an open format room playing a little bit of everything.
Because you're real on your toes. Like you don't really set up mixes and sets beforehand, right? Like
no.
You're always like on the fly with
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, there are parts of my set that I practice at home, but it's not like my entire set. So like for instance, like DJing, it's almost like boxing. Like, all right, if I give 2 jabs and an uppercut, I know it's going to get this guy good,
right,
you know?
Right.
And obviously each fighter / each crowd that I play for is different, So I know, all right, so if I play this song followed by this song, it's going to create this mood or this emotion. And the thing is, especially playing at like a nightclub or a bar, you got to bring people up and down, and most importantly, you got to make sure those people are spending money at the bar. You know?
Right. So you want to give them music that's going to make them want to drink.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, the club GM or owner, when they go over their numbers, they're going to be like, all right, we had the highest rings on these nights. All right, what entertainment did we have booked? Mm-hmm. And all right, we had James Strzz. You know what? Let's rebook him. We made money with that guy.
Right. That's a good call. It's not even as much about how many people you bring in the door as much as how much you can make the people who are in the door spend money.
Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, bringing people through the door is definitely important, but you want to make sure money's being spent, you know? Mm-hmm. Goes hand in hand.
Yeah, man.
And that's the thing. Like, a lot of DJs are like, well, it's not my job to bring people. It's a promoter's. Well, yeah, you're right. It is a promoter's job to bring people, but at the end of the day, this is a business. Like, if no one knows you or whatever, then what's the sense of really booking you? You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong, if you're extremely talented and the promoter or the club feels, hey, we can brand you, they'll do it. Like, for instance, years ago, before AM really blew up in our, like, in the nation or in our area.
So you're talking about DJ
AM, yeah. So the guys from Club Abyss and Deco Lounge, they booked DJ AM. They booked them, people in our area, like, who the heck is DJ AM? But, yeah, this guy, he was the best. And every time he went in there, he threw down a set that was unbelievable. And guess what? People from our area knew who DJ AM was and what he was about after a couple times playing there. And you know what? He was probably one of their biggest draws there at Deco Lounge, you know?
Mm. And then he became, like, a superstar.
Big time, man. Like, hands down, like, if you watch his documentary, it's called The Life and Times of DJ AM. Like, they stated in his documentary that in his first residency in Vegas, he got paid $1 million to play once a week on Saturdays. And that's a local guy. It wasn't like Calvin Harris or like a world-renowned DJ. This was like a local open format guy who got $1 million a year contract to play once a week. And guess what? That following year, when he got renewed, $2 million to play once a week.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
that's the status you want to reach right there.
Oh,
that's probably
100%,
like the
man.
pinnacle of DJ right there.
Can't even imagine.
Damn, that is unbelievable. So who now? Who is that DJ? Like, who are those top DJs right now? Who makes the most? Is it Saoki, right?
No, it's definitely Calvin Harris.
Oh, Calvin Harris. Okay.
I think Calvin Harris makes don't quote me on this.
We're gonna quote
Actually,
you.
no,
You're being quoted. What are you talking? This whole thing is quoted.
We're gonna look it up, but I want to say Calvin Harris makes. I think it's like a couple $100 million a year. Hold on.
I'm gonna look right now.
We'll find out.
His net worth is $220 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting mixed up. So,
but how much is he getting paid like a gig though?
It all depends. Guys like that, it depends on occupancy, you know.
And so it's saying, pulling in $66 million the past 12 months, so $66 million a year.
Yeah. So right here,
how many shows?
Yeah. All right. So yeah, Calvin Harris, he's the highest paid DJ 2018 as of now, $48 million
for the year.
Yeah, for the year. Chainsmokers is $4.5 million. Tiesto's 33, Aoki 28, Marshmello 23, Zed 22, Diplo 20, David Guetta 15, and the list goes down.
Right.
But
it's saying here in Forbes, Calvin Harris pulled in $66 million this year.
Yeah.
So he got another 22 on top of that.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. Just to go and spin.
Yeah, like I know, like
he's not really performing. Like he's literally like I know this performing. I'm not diminishing your art, but like. Not like bands who are going up there and screaming and playing instruments that they've mastered are making less than that, and this dude's going out there with other people's music.
Calvin
Harris plays a lot of his own shit, of course.
Production.
But then still, like you're just mixing other people's music. I'm not diminishing the art. I mean, I work in it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so how about
but I'm just saying that's a crazy amount of money.
Get to quarter what he's making, and let's retouch the topic. All right.
What do you say?
Make quarter of what he's making, and let's retouch the topic, and you can talk. All right.
Oh man. Well. So,
but speaking of Calvin Harris, though, like they mentioned in one article for his residency in Vegas, I think for each time he plays, he makes it's either $250,000 or $500,000 each time he plays.
Wow.
Yeah.
So he's doing a lot of performances in a year.
Yeah. You figure someone like him, he's always on the road, you know, probably performing at least 4 or 5 nights out of the week. And to top it off, some people look at the performance aspect. Oh, you guys got it great. You know, you just show up and play some music and you go home, and they don't understand what goes on during the day. You know, there's branding, there's marketing. Most importantly, staying on top of your talent, you know, being fresh with music, doing your research on music, you know, and all the times when people get to go out in the weekend and have a good time, guess what? I don't have that weekend. If I do have a weekend, it might be a Monday night, and what really goes on a Monday night? Like, yeah, don't get me wrong, I am blessed to be in New Jersey, so I can go to Premier Nightclub in Borgata and hear some good music on a Monday, but the grind starts back up on Tuesday, so you really can't be going crazy on a Monday when the next day you got to be ready to go, you know?
That's true. Yeah, no, it's an exhausting part, especially if you work in the private. It's a cat.
So Alex, tell them what's going on right here, because
my cat's interrupting the podcast as always. Like, he likes plastic bags, so and he likes
long walks on the beach.
All right, so now what type of music do you listen to? Because that's a thing. Like, being a DJ, you don't really do you make time in your day for music for you and not for the crowd?
I'll tell you this, yeah, hands down, without a doubt. There's music I listen to every day that I would never play, because just the crowds I play for aren't the right crowds to play for it. It's like, I'm big into trance music. It's like Above and Beyond, Marcus Schultz, Cosmic Gate, Armin van Buuren, all those guys. And I love that trance feel vibe, the vocals, the keys, the synths in the song. It's awesome. And honestly, it's awesome driving music.
No, it is good driving music. It's good. It's you zone out.
Yeah,
you know, kind of like get lost in it. Hence the name.
Yo, like hands down, like not even that. You can just like process like everything that's like going on in your life while that music's playing. It's like so easy to like digest everything. It's weird.
Yeah, it's all instrumental, so it's not all instrumental, but a lot of instrumental. So you have your own thoughts that you could kind of process throughout.
Yeah, 100%.
Good to study, you know.
Yeah, so like a lot of people ask me, oh, well, after a gig, do you listen to music? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. You know, if I do listen to music, it's 100% one of those guys.
Yeah. Oh my God, walking out of a gig when your ears are just like ringing.
Oh, the worst.
But then sitting in silence is almost worse, because then you're just focusing on the ringing.
Yeah.
So you need to block the ringing out with something. That's when you listen to Wait, Where Were We podcast. Yeah. No, for real. Honestly, I like listening to talk now more than I like listening to music when I'm driving. Because when I listen to music and I'm driving, if I'm listening to something fast, I start driving fast. If I'm listening to something slow, I'm still like I'm focusing on my driving in a way that's like, because the music is background, you know. But then it's kind of affects my mood and my whatever. And I like listening to like hip hop mostly, and it kind of gets me a little riled up. Even if you listen to house music, like how can you drive slow? How can you sit in bumper to bumper traffic listening to like, I'd be like, oh my God, I'd start losing my fucking mind. So you listen to talk, and it's like you're watching a TV show, you know, it's like in the background, but you're listening to it, so you could pay attention to the road, watch everything, but then like lose yourself in it a little bit.
I got you.
So it's nice. After a gig, try listening to a podcast on your way home, and it'll,
well, maybe I'll listen to this one. I'll hear myself.
Well, I hope you listen to this one.
I'll listen to it on repeat.
This will, yeah. You are an egomaniac. You'd have this shit in your favorites. You're gonna download it to your phone. You're gonna play it in nightclubs. No.
Well,
actually, I was about. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. No.
I was about to say. So the intro.
Yeah.
To my show.
Who did that?
Is DJ'd by DJ James Strzz.
Yeah, you know, I was honored for you to ask me to do it, you know.
Yeah, man.
I think it came out pretty dope. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, I'm using it on every single episode.
I hope you like it.
So,
but by the way, you still haven't paid me for that. I'm waiting for...
This is your payment. I'm giving you a platform to speak to your entire audience. Shit. All right, so what artists right now are you into? Are there like any specific like new artists that you're into that are yet to blow up that you're...
Well,
you're all of yours are like other DJs making music. It's like all
because bro, at the end of the day, the parties that I play for, and I guess the caliber of DJ that I am right now, like, I'm not there to educate people. I'm there to show them a good time.
Right.
So I'm not really about breaking in the new record.
Right.
I'm about playing music that they know that they can go nuts to.
But breaking in the new remix, maybe. Like you're always,
Yeah,
you always
like,
have
go-
like. So what remix DJs are like?
Yeah,
hot?
so like one remix DJ that I think does phenomenal work. His name is Joe Maz. He's one half of Discotech.
Oh, and yeah.
Yeah, he's on Direct Music Service, and his edits they're amazing, especially like the lower BPM hip hop. And the thing is, like right now, like especially with the younger generation, they're big into that 50, 70 beats per minute hip hop, which
it's
really
all trap
isn't.
shit.
Yeah, some of it really isn't
It's
really
not dance
danceable
music at all. Yeah.
But Joe has these dope edits that have these crazy, insane trap drops where it will make a room pop it and explode.
Oh my God,
You'll
yeah.
still hear that new hip hop song and you'll get that vibe and boom, it's
But
awesome,
it's a nightclub
man.
vibe for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the beauty. Like, so we work together. We work together on countless parties.
Yeah.
I'm emceeing for you.
Yes.
For the people who don't know, I MC private events and, whatever, clubs, bars, things. And me and James work together a lot. And yeah, you always come in with some version. I'm like, the kids want to hear fucking Fifi. And you're like, I got you. And I'm like, I don't want to hear that shit though, please. And you're like, I got you. And then you play some version of it that I'm like, I'm out there like, like, music is hard when you make a face like someone near you farted.
Yeah.
Like when you make that face like that stank. Yeah, like, oh, yo, what? And there's so many times, what the fuck? Who did that? Who did that? Like, it's that shit that,
It was me.
So I'm always running back to the DJ booth like, God damn, dude, what the fuck is this? Sometimes I'm taking my phone out, just like taking snapshots of the screen up there. Like, that shit is great. Yeah, man, you always got the hot shit. I wish I could play some on here, but I can't because it's
It's a talk show.
Yeah.
Not a music show.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about like what inspired you to be a DJ. Like, why did you start spinning records?
All right, well,
You played with real vinyl, I know, back in the day.
yeah.
too.
So we need some time, and I think we got some time
Yeah,
here.
a little bit.
If you're listening to this podcast, you definitely have some time.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That was a jab right there, bro.
I'm kidding.
You can go fuck yourself.
All right.
Hopefully
so-
all your friends and family listen to this.
Yeah. Now we're gonna turn this shit off now. this asshole's talking. No, but so growing up, I always had a thing like for music. I was always involved in performing arts, theater, whatever you want to call it. I also played the drum for a little bit in the band at the school, but I quit like 2 or 3 years into it because I thought it was going to be like playing the drums for Guns N' Roses. And it was completely different. And I'm like, screw this.
Sheet music.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I'm
classical music.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm out. But I was always involved in theater at a young age. I always liked performing in front of people, but it was weird because when I was young, if I wasn't on stage, I was like shy in front of people, which was like weird because I can go on stage and do whatever and be okay with it.
Yeah,
you
you're
know?
in front of like thousands of people sometimes.
Yeah, if I was in front of like 4 people or 20 people, and I didn't want that attention. But
Yeah.
if it was in front of like a very large group, I ate it all up. So I was always involved in theater. So as I was getting older, I got big into like punk and like heavy metal. Like I was like someone that you would see walk out of Hot Topic. Had the black jeans, chain wallet,
No way.
Marilyn Manson t-shirt. I swear to God, yeah.
Did you put on eyeliner?
No, I didn't put eyeliner on. No, I didn't get that far.
Did you wear like
Maybe a couple more years into it, I probably would have been there. Yeah.
Did you like wear like platform shoes and shit?
No. I think what would come first? You think the eyeliner or the platform shoes?
They might come at the same. You might buy them the same day. I think.
They might have a book like Hot Topic for Dummies. We'll let you know. All right,
God for
platform
dummies.
shoes come first. Then you paint your fingernails red. Step 10, you hang yourself in the closet. No, I shouldn't even kid around. Take that out. We're gonna take
it's
that
all
off.
right. It's a joke. People need to like that.
But yeah, no, but hands down, depression, suicide, that's a serious thing. I shouldn't kid around about that.
No. But, you know, that lifestyle, it's a part of that whole lifestyle is like death talk.
Yeah.
Death metal.
Fuck the world.
Yeah. All the music sounds like the same. Everybody's ears exploded just now.
But
all the levels.
Yeah, so I was involved in theater. As I got older, I got big into like the heavy metal punk rock thing. Then when I was like 13 years old, my best friend at the time was this kid Timmy Canosa, and he was like, he's like, my older brother told me all these girls go to these teen nights, they dance, they kiss, like, we gotta go. And I'm like, nightclubs are for homosexuals, and last time I checked, this guy is not a homosexual. I am not going. Because back in the 90s, like, the nightclub scene was like an underground thing. It wasn't like commercialized as it is now.
So how old were you at this point?
I was 13 years old then.
Okay.
So back then they had teen nights, so it was ages 13 through 18.
Okay. That's dangerous.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous.
Yeah, I did.
Who was sending a 13-year-old to a place with high schoolers?
Bro, believe it or not, like, don't get me wrong, yes.
In the 90s, maybe.
Besides, like, sucking face, exchanging numbers, and everything like that, it wasn't as bad as people thought it was.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to Escapades.
Yeah.
That was my spot, dude.
Yeah.
I would turn up at Escapades.
No, well, Escapades, that wasn't a real deal. I went to the real deal place.
Okay, what was a real deal place?
Real deal. Hunka Bunka, Club Abyss.
Yeah, Hunka Bunka was closed by the time I was of age.
No, I was going to Hunka Bunka teen nights. You and I are relatively same age.
When?
I was going to Hunka Bunka.
Hunka Bunka was open maybe, but I never went. But it closed down when I was in high school.
Yeah, so back to what I was saying, though. Don't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, no.
The interview's on me, not you.
It is. Nobody cares about me.
So when I was 13, my best friend Timmy Canosa was like, we got to go to this teen night. You're coming. He got me out there. I didn't want to go. And when I went with him, his older brother, best friend, was the opening DJ for this guy, DJ Mello, who at the time the nightclub was called Stingrays. It was in Old Bridge.
I've heard the name.
Yeah. So it was at Birch Hill. Now it's like a senior home living thing and a car wash. But back in the day, Birch Hill Stingrays was a huge entertainment complex for concerts, the DJs, like you name it. So I went with him. I saw his best friend's older brother DJ, and when I saw it, just something like sparked in my head, like, James, like, you want to do this. And it was cool, like, seeing him mix and everything, and I was just like in awe watching him like blend two songs. I'm like, how does he do this? Like, this is awesome, you know? And obviously, saw a bunch of females there. So I'm like, all right, cool, I like it, you know? Because the high school I went to, I graduated with, like, I think it was like 52 or 62 kids.
What?
So I went to South Amboy High School, 1 square mile. So our school was so small, the middle school and high school were combined in the same building.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, that's crazy. There would be that many kids in certain classes of mine.
Yeah, no, exactly. And
that's scary. It was I graduated with 880 kids or something.
Yeah, there might have been 800 kids combined, elementary, middle, and high school.
In your entire town.
Yeah. So, selection of females, you know, growing up, you didn't have a wide selection.
Oh my God, it's like some Adam and Eve.
Yeah,
shit.
and
like, you have to. It's like incest.
And listen, and at the time I was kind of, I don't want to say the outcast, but you know, it's different, you know. I was into the punk rock, heavy metal thing. Don't get me wrong. There were some kids in school.
No eyeliner, no platform.
Yeah,
because I'm keep picturing.
No. There were some kids in my school that were into that. Like
your best friends.
No. My best friends were completely different. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
You were like the only goth in your group of friends.
Yeah.
You were like the outlier.
Yeah, basically.
So you didn't associate with the goth.
Yeah, I kind of blended in with everyone. It was weird, but
okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So I went with him to teen night, saw him DJ. I was like, I want to do this. So I went to another teen night with him. This was at Club Abyss in Saraville. And going to show you how far back this was going, this is before Maya blew up. Ghetto Superstar.
Oh my God, I love that.
They had her perform there at the teen night. Yeah.
Wow. She is probably, I'm not kidding, she's the sexiest R&B singer in the game.
Yeah.
No, like to date.
Oh.
No, she's better than Beyonce. to me.
Yeah, hands down.
She's sexier than
she could
Rihanna.
She could be fugly, but something with a female's voice, I don't know about you, but it does it to me.
But
a female that can sing.
Yeah, but no, Maya's gorgeous.
I know. What I just said, minus her looks, even if she was fugly, she would still be sexy because of just her voice alone.
Amazing. Yeah, she's a great voice. Ghetto Superstar is like the shit.
Yeah.
And On Top of the World with Mace.
Yeah, that's another going. Yeah, sitting on top of the world,
top of the world, top of the world, top of the world.
So when I went to that teen night, hands down, I was like, yo, I got to figure out how I can go after this. So at being at the age of 13, you have no money, so you got to turn to mom and dad like any other 13-year-old would do. So that next day, I go to my mom and dad. Hey, I want to be a DJ. And before I got any response from them, I thought to myself, you know what? I'm probably going to get my dad's support on this because my dad has a strong interest in music. You know, him growing up, he worked at Sam Goody. He fixed turntables, like everything, you know. Mm-hmm. He would always listen to music. Like, don't get me wrong, he wouldn't listen to the music I would be listening to, but he was always listening to his jams, you know. Mm-hmm. And I totally did not get the response I was looking for from my dad, and definitely not from my mom, which my mom, I was kind of expecting that, and it was, hell no, you're not DJing, and most importantly, you're not going to a nightclub ever again.
Really?
Yeah, they told me that. Like, James, you're out of your mind. You need to get a real job. You're going to go to high school. You're going to go to college. You're going to graduate college, and you're going to get a real job. So at this time, I'm like, shit, what am I going to do? Like, what, am I going to panhandle in the corner to get DJ equipment? Like, but at the time, when someone tells me no, they're telling me yes. So my parents told me no. I'm like, you know what? That's
a dangerous theory to follow most of the time. That leads to an arrest.
Yeah. Well, we'll get to that topic.
Let's not put that out there as like a good idea.
No, but like any other teen, you know, you're going to be rebellious against your parents at times, and this is the time I was rebellious against them, and it was just more than just being rebel. It was like a strong rebel, because it's like something I knew I wanted to do, and I wasn't going to let anyone get in front of me on it, you know. So I still snuck behind their back, still went to the teen nights just to enjoy myself, listen to the music, and the music I was into at that time back in the day was all house music, because years ago in the nightclubs, one room would be house, and the small room or second room would be hip-hop. Yeah. And, you know, and at the time, hip-hop really didn't do it for me, you know? It was something...
I feel like it's still not your shit, because I'm always putting on rap, like...
But there's a difference between rap...
But you're not hating it.
There's a difference between rap and hip-hop.
Well, you like what I listen to.
Yeah.
Okay. I listen to, like... more underground, more smooth, jazzy, has melody, has shit. I'm not listening to radio shit.
Yeah, no.
Which is a huge problem for me. In this industry, that's a huge issue. Mm-hmm. Like, I really turn to you, man. Like, you're my savior at these parties. Mm-hmm. Because I go into it, I don't listen to the radio. I really don't pay much attention to pop culture, music in general, and, like, you know, memes and things that happen around that world, and, like, you know... trap, hip-hop, all this shit. Like, it's just not my style.
Yeah.
And I don't pay attention to any of it. So kids come up to me, and they're asking me for songs I've never heard of, by artists I've never heard of. Oh, well. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, oh my God, what is it? What is it, some YouTuber again? Yeah. You know, like forever I thought that dude Paul, what's his name? Jake Paul. I thought he was a real rapper. Yeah. And then I was told, like, no, this dude's just a YouTuber. I'm like, oh, see, I don't even know that shit. Like, I'm not up with, like, what the kids are, and I should be. Yeah. Like, I should be so on top of this, and you are. Mm-hmm. And that's where I respect you, and I need you at these parties to, like, you come through for me, because I come up, I'm like, these kids want to listen to somebody named 69. Like, I remember back in the day before when he first came out.
XXX.
Yeah, I'm listening. These kids want XXX and 69. These 13-year-olds are looking for somebody named XXX 69. Not the same person, by the way. I'm a huge fan of some of X's songs. Yeah. I think he made really good music. R.I.P. And Mac Miller, R.I.P. While we're on the subject, crazy. I'm really hurt and torn up about this shit. But we don't have to get into that. It's depressing. It's too depressing. But yes, I've been listening to a lot of his music, and it's just, it hits me in a totally different way than it did, you know, a week ago.
No, I got you.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
If you're not a Mac Miller fan, you should listen to his music. And there's one song in particular you got to listen. It will kind of blow your mind. It is called Perfect Circle. And this shit is crazy. I can't actually play it on the air. I was gonna want to play it. I can't play it.
No, you can't.
It's called
No.
Perfect Circle / Godspeed. And in the second part, in Godspeed, he's basically describing ODing on pills and dying. And it's like a letter to his loved ones and his mom and all these people. And it is crazy. And you will get chills, and it'll fuck with you a little bit. But it's a must. It's a must listen. It's kind of crazy.
All right, so back to what I was saying.
Yeah, sorry. Where were we?
No, it's all good. That's why you got me here.
Yeah.
Come on. That's why I get paid the big bucks, bro. So the music I was listening to back then was house music. So back in the day, one room would be house, another room would be hip-hop. It would never be a mixture of music. It was strictly one genre in one room, another genre in the other, and that's it. Maybe in the hip-hop room, they would play a little bit of reggae. Reggaeton wasn't even out yet. So they would play hip-hop, R&B, a little bit of reggae. But the main room was always house music.
Right.
So, I had a strong passion for house music. And as I kept going to the teen nights behind my parents' back, I would lie to them, hey, I'm sleeping at so-and-so's house. We're going to go to the mall, go to the roller rink, and, and call it a night.
You're dating yourself now.
Yeah.
Went to a roller rink.
Yeah, bro, roller rink, bro. I kissed my first girl at the roller rink.
Really?
I'm proud of that.
See,
yeah.
I wish roller rinks were. These kids are like roller rink. I have the roller rink app on my phone. I want to play roller rink.
Roller Magic, South End, but they're still open. I don't think they're doing the business that they were years ago.
Obviously
but
not. That's not coming back, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely
I don't
not.
see that coming back.
No.
Oh, I just bought blades though.
Oh, nice.
I got a pair of blades right there. I like doing. I just like blading personally. Like I'm not gonna play hockey, and I'm not gonna be like asking people to go blading with me. But I like going to the park and just like,
just do your thing.
Yeah, do my thing.
I got you. I get it.
Yeah.
Same thing with the gym. I hate working out with other people, but
yeah, I like going to the park on my own. It's so nice. It's relaxing. I like traveling on my own in general. Like I find like traveling solo is really like peaceful and you really reflective and you learn a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
While you learn about the world and like travel, it's kind of crazy.
I got you.
Like I suggest taking like a trip like by yourself somewhere.
Since you suggested so much, send me somewhere and I'll let you know how it goes.
All right, give me your credit card. I'll book you a flight.
Hold on.
You're going to fucking...
Where would you send me?
Where would I send you?
Yeah.
It depends. I think I would send you personally to Ibiza.
Oh God.
I
might not come back.
It's pronounced Ibiza.
Yeah, Ibiza. I'm sorry.
But you won't come back. Nah. First of all, you'll get a job.
How do you think Mike Tyson says Ibiza?
Normally.
They do Ibiza.
It's the only thing he pronounces right. It's the only thing he has no lisp.
Mike, if you hear this, I'm only kidding.
Oh my God, Mike!
Don't bite my ear and knock me out.
Mike, if you're hearing this, something crazy happened.
Don't snap.
How
on
did you
me.
get a hold of my podcast?
Oh my God,
that would be amazing. I hope he's listening. Holy shit.
Yeah. So
yeah.
So I was saying, back in the day, I had a strong thing for house music. So I would sneak behind my parents' back, so I'll go to the teen nights, lie to them, man, I'm sleeping at so-and-so's house, and really I was going to the teen night. So at one point, I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to somebody, and I was saying to them, hey, I really got to figure this out because I'm not old enough to get a job in the books. Like, I need to get money to buy equipment and everything. Like, James, like, don't give up. Like, maybe approach it like a different angle. Maybe you should become like a promoter for these teen nights and like hand out flyers. Back in the day, we didn't have social media, so we actually had flyers.
Oh, I know all about flyers.
Yeah, so you'd write your name on a flyer for each flyer that came back. I think you made like $2 or $3 for each one that came back. And they're like, maybe you should start doing like private events, like become like a roadie, like book Sweet 16s, like learn the ropes, get to know some people, make some money. Then by that time, when you have enough money, you'll have a bunch of contacts and some experience, and you'll be good to go. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what I did. And it's crazy because my best friend growing up, who's actually still one of my best friends to this day, is my friend Jared. And his dad was actually a DJ, but he wasn't like a nightclub DJ. He was like like your backyard family barbecue DJ. Like, he wasn't mixing songs or anything like that.
But he did that like for a living.
No, he was a teacher during the day, and he did this on the weekend just to make a couple extra bucks. You know,
like most DJs.
Yeah, he was a weekend warrior.
Warrior.
Yeah, he didn't have a company or anything like that. It was just himself. So
probably with vinyl.
No, but he actually had CDs, but he didn't even have a dual CD player. He had 2 single, like, regular CD players you would have in your living room, like, back in the day. Like,
really?
The big tray coming out.
What was your first setup like? What was your first... Well, we'll get into that.
The first... we'll get into that. We'll get into that, because we're going to get sidetracked. So he had these 2 little, like single deck CD players with a crappy mixer with a mic and 2 regular speakers, nothing crazy. Didn't even have a facade. I don't even know if they made a facade back then. I don't know. They might have.
I feel like people carved shit out of wood.
Yeah,
like people.
Yeah,
you
but
have to cover your shit.
He didn't have anything. No.
Like if you look at like Dre videos from back in the day, like you just see all the cables.
Oh yeah,
you see all It's so wrong.
Yeah, what you saw there is exactly what you saw if you went to one of his events. So, me and his son Jared would go with him, help him set up, and he would let us play the music for him when he was out there on the mic. So, like, when he would go to do, like, back then the electric slide was big in the late 90s. All right, when I'm out there, when I get people lined up, hit play on that one, raise the volume up, you know? He would have us do little things like that. Then as we got a little bit more experience with it, and I started getting, like, my music on the CDs, and it was crazy. Speaking of putting music onto CDs, my dad was always big into computers. So I always had a computer growing up. And at that time, not many people had computers. You know, I always had a computer from age 5 going on.
And what year is that?
So age 5, that is 1990.
Right.
So
Computers I didn't have a computer until 95.
Yeah, I had a Commodore Amiga was my first computer. And
wow.
and if you really want to show how old I am, we used to log on to BBS's, Bulletin Board Systems. Listen, before like AOL or any of that stuff, people locally would have a bulletin board system that you could log into from your dial-up modem. You would call their fax line, you would log into it. Whoa. They would have files on there, chat rooms, games. But here's the thing, though. So if the person only had 4 fax lines, only 4 people at a time could be on. Yeah. It was like
some Back to the Future shit with the fax machines everywhere.
Yeah, and it was all text, no pictures or anything. It was all text. It's like all the games on there were all text driven,
text based.
Yeah,
like
it was called ANSI back in the day. That's what they.
I like games like that, like where it's like there's a mountain to the left and a cave to the right. Like you go left, right?
It was kind of like the movie
in Big.
Yes,
I was about to say with the wizard.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
exactly.
But there's visuals there.
Not as detailed as Big. Not as detailed as that.
Yeah, that game had visuals involved, which was cool.
But more so of the text part.
The text, and there's games like that now. You could actually play through. I don't want to say her name because she'll turn on. But the Amazon chick. You could play games like that with your voice. Oh, she actually didn't hear you.
Yeah,
but she hears everything. No, she'll hear things that she thinks is her name, but it's not.
Yeah.
But anyway, you could play games like that with her.
Let's see if she hears us.
Magic Forest.
Alexis.
Magic Door. She heard you. And you said it's.
Nope. No one's home. So I growing up, I always had a computer. So my dad was like one of the first people to get like a CD burner.
Yeah.
So for me to get my music, like to burn on the CDs, I would just borrow people's CDs and burn it. So it was easy for me to get my collection going.
My dad had a burner way early where you put one in one side, put one in the other side, and it takes real time.
Yeah, it
has to play it in full.
Yeah,
to burn it.
And it would crash half the time. It would always say buffer underrun or something like that.
And then that CD's ruined.
Yeah,
and that CD cost so much money back in the day.
Bro,
I remember that was like I worked at Staples. That was the most purchased item of like 2004.
I'm sure, yeah.
Like when I was working there.
Bro, my CD burner was so old. You would have to put the CD in like it almost looked like a Nintendo cartridge almost. You would open it up, put the CD in there, close it, and
push the thing
and
in?
push it in. Yeah.
So it was a CD player within like a unit.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Mine was actually discs, like
you just slide the disc in.
Mine worked probably 80% of the time.
Yeah, this you would have to put it in like this like cartridge thing and put the cartridge.
Oh my god, that's some old school shit.
Yeah,
but you had it in a time when people didn't have it at all.
Yeah, didn't. Yeah,
I was always kind of ahead of the curve too. Like I had the MP3 players like way before iPods came out. But like when they were just like gigantic, it looked like a Walkman, which people don't even know what that shit is anymore. But it was like that big and it held
like
so much music.
So it was like the Zach Morris's of the iPods.
Exactly. The Zach Morris of MP3 players. Yeah. But it was like I would have albums for days, you know? Because I was also always ahead on like where I could get good music and download discographies and full albums. So I was always having like hard drives of music before hard drives were like easy to come by and cheap.
Yeah.
You know?
I got you. Then, so I was able to get my music easily. Borrowing CDs off people, and my friend's father, I was able to borrow his stuff and burn it and everything.
That's great. Yeah, like a good connect.
Yeah, so I had a good connect, and he, at the time, he gave me and his son, Jared, who was my friend, an offer. Hey, whenever you guys want to borrow equipment, just give me $150. You could borrow my equipment and do any party you want.
It's the best rental cost ever.
Yeah, so me and my friend Jared, we would start doing parties. So as that's going on, I started promoting these teen nights. So when I started promoting these teen nights, I just thought I would make a couple extra bucks, and nothing would ever really turn out of it. And the thing is, since I was kind of always ahead of things with technology, and I was computer savvy and everything because of my father, this promoting thing like blew up. So every kid would have to write his name or initials on the flyers, and at the end of the day, you only have so much time in the day, and how many flyers can you actually write your name on and actually get to the mall and hand them out?
Right. Well, my move would be like post up, a block away from the club and get people who are walking.
Oh well, no, well, car. Yeah. Well, we
like, can you show this when you get in, please?
Here's the thing though: if they caught you doing that, they would not pay you.
How far did you have to be?
Oh, you would have to be far because they're not dumb because they have security all around the venue. They would know.
No, you got to go like a block away or something like that.
No. Well, kids were getting dropped off. They weren't walking there. So yeah, if you're going hunka-bunka and Cerebral, you weren't walking down Journey Mill Road to get to the club.
Right. Good call.
It was out in the middle of nowhere. So since I was computer savvy, I would have my dad to make me labels. So on these labels, I would have my. I'm going to show you how old I am now. The teen line. I had my teen line.
I don't know what that is.
Teen line, like your room phone number. So back in the day,
oh my god, yeah.
When we didn't have cell phones, I had my own
your
teen
personal room.
Yeah, I had my own room line. You
called it the teen line.
Yeah,
that sounds like something you should be arrested for having.
Yeah. Well, no, that's what
you're a teen.
That's what Bell Atlantic or whatever your phone company.
That's what they called it.
Yeah, you would call it. I need to get a teen line. That's like an additional line. Yeah.
I didn't know that. Mine was also my mom's fax machine.
Yeah,
and our modem. So anytime I wanted to use my phone, it would come in.
So the teen line, you couldn't call out long distance. There were restrictions on it.
Gotcha.
So on these labels, I would have my teen line on it, and I think at the time when I started, that's when email addresses first came out. So I had my email address on it.
What was your first email address?
I couldn't even tell you. Oh, I know. God. All for the wrong reasons, even though I wasn't even doing any of that at the time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be cool and fit in. It was the letter X, the letter T, the letter C, 2019.
X to C?
Yeah.
2019?
Yeah.
That's like next year. We're approaching that year. That's
yeah, I know,
strange.
yeah. So it was like that at yahoo.com or something.
Ecstasy.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it was crazy because I didn't do drugs when I was younger.
Right.
I came from a good family and just drugs were bad.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So I had these labels made up, and I would get all these flyers done, and I would pay my older brother's best friends to take me to Freehold Mall. I lived in South Amboy, so it would take me over 30 minutes to get there. And I would go there and just post up at the mall Friday and Saturday, just hand them out. But I would also talk to people, create that relationship, And the thing I noticed was hey, this is an easy way to talk to a girl without being rejected right off the bat.
You have a reason.
Yeah,
to
without coming off as a creep and not for nothing. Some girls are oh, you can get me in. Yeah, I can get you in.
Mm-hmm.
And here you go. There's my number. So sooner or later, my brother's friends called on to it. Yo, he can get some girls. So me getting a ride to the mall, it turned into me paying, and then to now not paying them. And they want to hang out with
when
me.
can we drive you to the mall?
Yeah. And the thing is, my brother's friends, they were only 3 or 4 years older than me, and they were 17 years old at the time. You know, so it was fair game for them. You know.
Yeah.
So
by 1 year.
Yeah, that 1 year counts when it comes to that. So this promoting thing with the approach that I took it on with, it kind of blew up. Then I took it to a whole nother level, and at the time I had AOL. I had member directory, and I would go into the local chat rooms where I know people my age would be in, and I would extract each screen name. I would have to type it out or copy and paste it, and I would start sending basically spam mail to all these kids. I would start sending emails.
It's like before spam mail existed.
Yeah, I couldn't even put an image in the email at this time. It was all text.
Yeah.
TNet at Hunka Bunka, blah, 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 with DJs, Johnny FX, and so-and-so. For reduced admission, call this number to be put on the guest list or respond to this email.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and honestly, it took off. Like, when I first started, I might have had maybe like 5 or 10 people on my guest list. It was probably like the 5 people I was going there with. Then over time, it turned into several hundreds of kids using my list. Like, it turned to the point where by the age of like 16, maybe 17, I was making like $1,000, $1,500 a teen night doing this. And to this day, I'm still speechless, like thinking about it. Like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Man. At that time too, money is worth more. By the way.
Yeah.
Like I know it doesn't seem like it's that long ago where money should be like inflation has changed.
Yeah. But not even that. Being at the age of 16, making that money.
It's insane. That's insane. That's when that doesn't.
Yeah, like it was crazy because like when I was in school, like if I was done doing my work, like I would sit there and put my labels on my flyers and have other kids in the classroom do it. And guess what? None of the teachers bothered with me. Like they thought it was cool. They're like, oh, he's doing his thing, you know?
Right? Yeah.
He's got a little business going.
Try that now.
Yeah.
You'll be arrested.
Yeah. Yeah. So like I was like big into like Excel. So like what I would do is I would store all my contacts in Excel. Like I also started hiring like sub promoters underneath me. So like
you were like an entrepreneur at 16.
Yeah,
like, hiring people.
Yeah, so like the name of my guest list was called Bang Nightlife. Add some bang into your nightlife.
Nice.
Even though bang at the time, being a perverted 16, 17-year-old meant something else.
And then coming from
it was catchy.
Ecstasy,
yeah,
it means a whole nother thing.
So I would hire people underneath me. So I would be like, you're bang number 1, you're bang 2, you're bang 3. Right bang 2 on the fly, right bang 1, whatever your number is.
Okay, so you just gave them
numbers. And on
like and some weird shit to do. You're like
okay. So keep in mind when I would meet these people, I would meet these kids either at the mall or at these teen nights, and these teen nights would attract kids from Butler, New Jersey, or Wayne, New Jersey, which is North New Jersey, or all the way down South Jersey, down past Brick, Tom's River.
Well, this shit was blasted on the radio. I mean, they were talking about this shit everywhere.
Yeah, no, but when the teen night stuff was on the radio, it was only like locally, like maybe like Middlesex County and Union County.
Bunka.
Yeah, it wasn't all over the state though. It was only like on KTU or Z100 in whatever areas that was hitting.
Local ads.
Yeah, but here's the thing: that was the nightclub doing it. I'm seeing like pretty
personal.
Yeah, for me personally.
I'm just saying. Yeah, I'm just saying. In general, like it was a big.
Yeah,
it was a big thing.
Yeah, so I would give all these kids their own promoter number for my guest list. Then how am I going to get them their promotion material? I don't drive, so I would have to get a scale from the post office, and I would mail them out. It was like $1.50 or two and change worth of flyers every month, and I would have a letter in there. Welcome to Bang Promotion to your Bang number 2. This is what you do with your flyers. This is how you get paid. Give them like the whole rundown, and at one time, I had over 100, 150 runners underneath me.
No way.
So I was like the Frank Lucas of like.
You started like a pyramid scheme.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And you know what? And
it's amazing.
Yeah.
Dude.
So by the time when I was like 16, that's when I met like the guy who not only ran the teen nights, but he was like a staple in like the nightlife in New Jersey. His name was Joey Enough, and he had a partner, Bon Solid Bon, as well. He was definitely a staple and still a staple to this day in nightlife. Bon actually runs DJs in Belmar. So at the age of 16, I met them. They were running the teen nights and everything, so I noticed, hey, I need to hang around these guys a little bit more and get in front of their faces a little bit.
Right.
And that's exactly what I did. So at the time we were working at Hunka Bunka, and long story short, Joey Enough left Hunka Bunka and went to Club Abyss, which was another rivalry nightclub, which was in the same town. So we went there, and probably within a year of us being there, we put Hunka Bunka out of business. Definitely a lot of hatred.
You're taking personal accountability for putting Hunka Bunka out of business.
No, I'm
right
not.
now?
I'm just telling you what happened. Listen, other stuff could have happened, but that's exactly what happened during that time frame.
Okay.
Yeah, and because when Joey left, if he did it ethically or unethically, a lot of other people left. Some big DJs on the adult nights, promoters, bartenders. Like when he left, he brought a lot of influential people with him. And so we went to Club Abyss, and within seconds we were at Abyss. We made it pop off over there. Abyss had a nightclub across the street. It was called Club Paradise. It was just sitting there. And at the time we were doing so much volume at Club Abyss, they're like, all right, let's do something across the street and get this place up and going, that's how Deca Lounge started. And Deca Lounge started because the owner's name are Costa and Dimitri. So the first two letters of Dimitri are D-E.
No way.
First two of Costa is K-O. So Deco Lounge. That's how it started. Yeah. So, we started doing adult and teen nights there. So at that time, while the promoting was still going on, I was still DJing on the side. Not as often as I would like to, but I was still doing it every now and then. Then I linked up with the teen night DJ. His name was Johnny Effects. And I told Johnny, hey, listen, I got all these kids on my guest list and everything. Let me book you on Sweet 16s. Bring me with you. Pay me some money. And, let me learn from you. All right, no problem. So I started booking him Sweet 16s. And the private event company he worked for, this guy, Billy Raybert, owned it. And Billy is still in the game to this day. He's one of the residents down at Bar A. So I learned a lot from Johnny and Billy as far as mixing, DJing, private events, the whole nine. Then one time, Billy brought me on a private event with him that I didn't even book. He was like, hey, I need an extra hand. Can you come with me? All right, no problem. I love it. I'll go. So I went with him, and it was like a party for people my age. And he handed me the mic. He's like, let's see how you sound on the mic. And I'm like, no. I just want to play your music. The mic ain't for me. And he's like, "Come on, give it a shot. Just don't be a pansy. Give it a shot." He might not have said pansy. He might have said, "Don't be a pussy. Go on the mic."
Right.
So I was like, "All right." So I went on a mic, and shockingly, I don't want to say I did a great job, but I did a good job. Mm-hmm. And he's like, you weren't bad at all. I think you got something here. So I started working on it a little bit more and more, and it was crazy because during that time the MC for the teen nights, his name was Ringo, and I would always see him MC, and I would always be like, yo, he puts on an awesome show. So I would always try to almost act as him a little bit, if you get what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. So long story short, when I was about to be 17, there was a new teen night down the road called Club Chrome. Now it's crazy because the resident DJ at Chrome was the DJ that my best friend's older brother was opening for the first teen night I went to when I was 13 years old, which was DJ Mello.
Oh, shit.
Which I didn't even know Mello. I just knew him from that one time I met him. Yeah.
Yeah, when he was
I met him briefly. If he ever saw me again at that time, he would have been like, who the hell are you? You know? Right. So I started going to this teen night and started promoting. Oh my God, their new teen night in town. Plus this teen night was weekly. So the teen nights at Club Abyss were only on big school holidays. So it was once a month or every other month. So I started promoting this teen night weekly. And their MC quit. So I was like, yo, I'm the guy. Put me in. So the guy Mello and the other two promoters there, Mark Nitty, and Albie. Actually, there's a third promoter, is Don as well. They put me in MCing, and this thing like took off. Like a couple months, we did like a foam party, and it was like the first time like a foam party was done in this area.
Yeah.
So the local newspaper did an article based on me in the foam parties.
No shit.
Yeah. Like they had my picture in it. I was on the front page of the entertainment section of the paper. Yeah,
Wow.
it was crazy.
Foam parties are super disgusting.
Yeah.
I know people who have gotten venereal diseases, and I know other people who have gotten bacterial funguses in their ears. You know why? Because this is one of those dudes. I was in Florence at a foam party, and some foam got in my ear, and I didn't fucking it was like back here, and it sat there for like a night. And the next day I woke up and there was like something like a pimple. I had to go to the doctor. It was a whole thing.
How many girls did you hook up with that night?
That's not that.
Yeah, I would say. Oh, yeah.
That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Okay, so foam parties are cool, but you got to clean yourself. Really
obviously, yeah.
there needs to be a warning, like on a ticket.
Well, honestly,
clean all crevices.
I'm
deeply.
I'm sorry to say that happened to you out in Italy, but it never. Out of any of the times we've done parties over here with it, it never.
They may have used some.
I never got
weird
reports
bootleg.
like that.
They might have used some bootleg foam.
Yeah, it might have been that. Yeah.
They're just like, I don't know, just use soap.
Yeah, true.
And
how we have like bootleg, like how we have bootleg pizza over here, like Domino's and Pizza Hut and Little Caesars. They use bootleg foam.
You mean
over
Domino's? One of the most classy Italian eateries
Domino's
in all of America.
So back to what I was saying. So yeah, I had this newspaper article on me and everything. And then, right when I turned 17, the big MC for the teen nights at Club Abyss. Long story short, he lost his job. Some crazy stuff happened. Like, don't want to get into it. It would be too much detail right now because you're going to be asking several questions. He got his hand caught in the cookie jar, and his hand got caught in the wrong cookie jar. Right?
Was he stealing shit?
No.
Was he touching somebody?
Yes, basically, yes.
That's like one of two things.
He took advantage of his job. He was definitely not a teen anymore and took advantage of his job.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and the thing is, bro, like at these Club Abyss teen nights, like you were performing in 3,000 to 4,000 people in one shot.
Right.
So like as an entertainer, I don't care.
You're a local celebrity.
Yeah, so I don't care what age you are, being in front of that many people, and especially as like an MC, like whatever you say on the mic, you can be like, hey, if you like dog shit, put your hands up. Guess what? 3,000 people's hands are going up.
Right, because they just heard put your hands up.
Yeah, exactly. So he lost his job, and the people at Abyss knew that I was the MC down the road from them, and I was already their top promoter there. So like, yo, here you go. And it was crazy because when I started MCing the teen nights at Abyss, the main promoter, Joey Enough, who I mentioned before, he was kind of nervous just having me by myself in front of that many people. So he brought back the MC who What?
You weren't nervous at this point?
Oh, I was completely nervous. I was shitting my pants.
You were just doing it just because you're like, this is how I get in.
Yeah.
I got to do this.
No, I got to do it, yeah.
Yeah.
So he brought back the MC that was at Hunka Bunka, was Ringo.
Okay.
So he brought Ringo into base. I had a shadow Ringo the first couple of
MC type thing.
I was Ringo's co-MC. Ringo was the main MC, but I was like his co-MC.
That's good. That's a good start. It's honestly, that's a much more comforting way to start.
Oh yeah,
MCing is not an easy thing.
Oh, it's definitely not. Some people think you just go on the mic and do whatever.
Some people could. I mean, and I consider myself very personable, but it took me a long time to get comfortable on a microphone. Mm-hmm. I would go out there and be thinking about every word I'm going to say ahead of time. Like, all right, so like I'll take the microphone and be like, hi, everybody. Wait, no, I can't say hi. That sounds like an idiot. I can't say
hello,
hi.
everybody.
Right.
Hello, everybody.
I can't go out there like, I can't say hello. Okay, so what do I say? I say like, welcome. No, I sound like a fucking, it's like a circus. You know, like, you can't overthink shit. When I MC, all I have is the names of the family.
Yeah.
The names of the people I need to know, the things that need to happen in the order they need to happen, and that's it. And I just go out there and I'm like, I got this. And I just talk. I talk like I'm talking to you, you know? It's not like, you can't overthink every word that comes out of your mouth. You'll go fucking crazy. Mm-hmm. You know?
Oh, you're right.
So that's the truth of it. So yeah, like that's, to start underneath somebody and watch how they're doing it, listen to their words, listen to their tone, let's watch how they look at and interact with the crowd, because that's a lot of it too.
Yeah.
Eye contact is huge.
Yeah.
And that took me a while too. Like, I considered myself a good MC before I was told by somebody, like, you know, you're only looking at like 3 people, or you keep on looking back at the DJ.
Yeah, not only in eye contact, body language too.
Yep. And being comfortable in yourself and not hands in your pocket. And not, you know, like how to hold the microphone properly.
Yeah.
Like all these things that some people a lot of people consider a good MC, I look at and I'm like, they could do this a little better. And not that I'm the best, but I'm like, I learned, you know, over time, that this is a sign of a bad MC. Mm-hmm. And to watch somebody and come up as like an understudy is a really good way to start.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Not only I was an understudy, but I was an understudy for the person who I thought always did an excellent job.
A superstar.
Yeah, I thought he was the man, you know?
Yeah.
So it was pretty cool, you know? And it's crazy because I remember this like the back of my hand, bro. I remember the first big tea night I did with him. The biggest tea night was always President's Day weekend. Because every school in the state had off no matter what. Mm-hmm. So this tea night, we would probably do over 5,000 kids between Abyss, Deco. There would be lines of cars going down Route 35. It was insane. And right before like him and I got on stage to basically like welcome everyone, give out a glow sticks, get them all wild up. Like, keep in mind the club's at capacity right now. And he came up to me. He would always call me Jamesy. He's like, yo, Jamesy. I'm like, what up? And at the time, you could smoke in the clubs back then. So me and him were smoking cigarettes in the back.
You're really dating yourself now.
Yeah. He's like, yo, Jamesy. He's like, listen. He's like, when you go out on stage, he's like, I can't even tell you what it is or explain it to you. He's like, you're going to experience some kind of crazy feeling. Whatever you experience, hold it in and don't show that excitement on the mic. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, what could he be possibly talking about? And when I went out there with him and these lights turned on us and everyone just started screaming and going wild, I'm like, holy fucking shit. Like, is this real right now? And
it's a totally insane feeling.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's an insane feeling. I mean, it's unlike anything you'll ever get, really. In a nightclub like that.
Oh, yeah. But not even that. Especially at the age I was at.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I was at age 17. Not many people of my age were exposed to that level before. You know what I mean?
Standing in front of that many people at once is insane.
Yeah, insane. Yeah, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, so you really started emceeing before you started DJing.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah. Like, don't get me wrong. If you really want to get down, yes, I started DJing before I was emceeing, but, like, I got sidetracked with the emceeing, without a doubt. Like, nightclub-wise, as far as nightclub stuff goes, I was an MC before a DJ. Private event-wise, the other way around, but as far as nightclub-wise, I was a promoter, MC, then DJ.
Okay.
Yeah, so then now, at age 17, I'm rocking these tea nights. With the guy Ringo, me and him were the both MCs for the teen nights. Then when I turned 18, he kind of stepped back. He started like a car wash or something with his father-in-law and everything. So at this time, when I was 18, not only I could do teen nights, I could do adult nights now. So I was technically allowed to work in a liquor license now.
Okay.
So I started doing...
At 18?
What?
At 18?
Yeah. To work for a liquor license establishment, you have to be 18 years old. Oh. Doesn't mean you can drink. It means that you can
like
work
wait
within...
or bus or whatever.
Yeah. So I started doing all the big adult nights in the area. So Club Abyss, Deca Lounge, DJs in Belmar, Bar A in Belmar. I was doing my thing all over, performing as an MC. I was still promoting. Then at the age of 19 or 20, I got offered to not only... I started off as MC, and I started MCing in a nightclub called Platinum in New Brunswick. Then, long story short, I got offered to basically run this nightclub. And not only, like, I ran, like, all their nights. We had a college night on Thursday, adult night Friday and Saturday. So college night was 18 to get in. Friday and Saturday were 21 and over to get in. And this place, we turned this place into a zoo. So much of a zoo, long story short, we got this place shut down, unfortunately. Yeah. Then, probably a year later, when I was like 20 years old, this is when the technology of the laptop came out with DJ, when Serato came out. So when this came out, this is when open format DJing really opened up in New Jersey, where
Right, a lot
mixture
easier.
of music were being played in one room now.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to jump from one style to the next
Yeah.
when it's all just in a
And
playlist.
actually, hold on, I kind of jumped all over the place here. Let me rewind it, because I have to give credit to somebody. So when I started working at Platinum in New Brunswick, I worked with this guy. His name is Gary Davis, DJ Davis G. Right now, he does his thing. It's not with DJing, but it's called Pong Kings. He does all these big Pong tournaments all over the state. So Gary, or Davis G, whatever you want to call him, he was the resident DJ at Platinum on Friday. He was probably the first DJ in our area that really did open format. And to this day, because back in the day we used to have like forums. Like there was a website called Club It Up, njguido.com. It was actually like chat board forums. People would post and talk about parties and DJs. And people used to rip on us, like, this nightclub is crazy, playing hip-hop and house music in the same room. Like, what are they thinking? Like, they're not going to last. And it's crazy because what Gary did there kind of started the trend in our area with open formatting. So, laptops came into play. And at the time, I'm working at Coliseum in Saraville and Club Abyss in Saraville as well. And I was running into a problem. A lot of these DJs weren't doing the open format correctly. They were focusing too much on one and not the other, or just not playing the right music. So I would go to the owner or the GM and other promoters and be like, listen, like, what's going on here? Like, this isn't being done the right way. Like, this is what should be being played. And they would look at me like, James, you're not a DJ. You don't know anything about music. Bring people, MC, leave it at that. You're lucky that you're good enough already in two things, because most people in this business only do one thing.
This blows my mind because to me, you're the DJ.
Yeah.
You're the best DJ I know.
Yeah.
Personally.
Thank you.
So that's like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And nobody wanted to listen to your ideas.
Oh, no. They didn't want to listen to me. They're like, James, listen. You're a great MC. You're a great promoter. Not many people in the business do two things. It's either you have your one thing and that's it. Like, pick and choose your battles. This ain't the one. And I got tired of it over time. So I said, you know what? Fuck this. I'm getting a laptop. And I'll do it. I can fill up people. I can bring the people to the nightclub. I'll easily go to a no-name nightclub that is doing no business. I'll start a party. I'll DJ it myself and I get all the people in there. No problem. So I got a laptop. And the parties I was running at the time, I incorporated myself as the opening DJ. I didn't go balls in right away and say, I need a headline. I eased myself into it,
Right.
And as that was going on, I happened to pick up other spots. So I picked up a spot down in Red Bank, which was called Ashes.
Oh, yeah.
It was a little bit of an older crowd, but it was awesome party, nice venue. Then May 5th, 2007, it was Cinco de Mayo. Earlier that day, I had a private event to do with my boy Mello, who got me my first MCing job, which was at Club Chrome that I told you about earlier. So I helped him do a private event. Then at the time, I was still living home at my parents' house in South Amboy. Then I went back to South Amboy, and I was getting ready for my gig. I had a designated driver pick me up because it was Cinco de Mayo. And my designated driver called me and said, hey, listen, we're about to be there. Be outside and be ready. All right, cool. Kiss my mom goodbye. And as I walk out of my house, that's the last thing I remember. Long story short, a drunk driver hit me going a minimum of 30 miles per hour while I was on foot walking towards the trunk of my car. Yeah, it was crazy, man. And my poor mother, she didn't see the accident, but she found me out in the middle of the road, because what happened was my parents heard the noise. Where my parents lived, they lived right next to Route 9 and 35. So for them to hear a car crash or hit, it was just like another day. Like, another car accident, we'll see if they're all right, and we'll move on. So my dad was like, hey, Maureen, what was that? Oh, looks like someone hit James's car, but James got picked up. He's already at work. He's fine, though. Don't worry about it. My dad's like, all right, I'll call 911, see if the drivers are right. And my mom, walked out, and as she got closer and closer to the road, she noticed someone was in the road, which was me. My shin was hanging out of my leg. I was unconscious, bleeding from my head, bleeding from my mouth. So my mom starts freaking out. And during the time while she's freaking out, my designated driver pulls up. and my designated driver never met my mom before. So my friend Pam was like, what the hell is this kid's mom doing right now? So she tried calling me like 2 or 3 times. Obviously, I didn't answer. I was unavailable.
To say the least.
Yeah. And my friend Pam, thank God, she worked in emergency room at Robert Wood.
Wow.
So when she stepped foot out of the car and noticed what was going on, she kind of took control of the situation to the best of her ability, you know? Because it wasn't just some random person laying in the middle of the road. It was one of her good friends that was possibly dead or whatever in the middle of the road, you know? So right before the ambulance got there, I regained consciousness, and from what they told me, I don't remember any of this, but when I regained consciousness, I told them, hey, I'm getting up. And they're like, James, you can't get up. Your legs are badly broken. Like, you have to stay where you're at. And I said, fuck you, I'm getting up. And all I felt was, like, my mom and my friend, like, holding me down, like, by my shoulders, like, holding me down against the road. And I guess since my body was in so much shock and I didn't know what was going on, I started punching my mom and my friend in the face, saying, get the fuck off me, I'm getting up.
Whoa.
Yeah, and it got to the point where they couldn't like restrain me anymore, and thank God, as that was going on, that's when the ambulance got there.
Oh my God.
And you know, here's the weird thing. So when the ambulance got there, this is when I don't want to say this is where I know for a fact that audio wise I know what I heard, and visually I know what I saw. So when the ambulance got there, they got me on a stretcher and they put me into the ambulance. So when they put me into the ambulance, they were asking me questions like, what's today's date? What's your name? Where are you going? And they had my mom right there. Who's that? They asked me those questions to see if I needed brain damage and just to see if my brain was functioning, you know?
Right.
So I was able to answer all those questions besides the date. For some reason, the date,
who knows the date?
I
don't know today's date.
Well, here's the thing. Cinco de Mayo.
I have to look at my phone.
Yeah.
If you ask me my date at any given time, I'm taking my phone out. I don't care.
Yeah,
I could have looked 25 minutes ago. I'm like, what time is it again? I mean, what date is it?
Yeah, but
again?
here's the truth of the matter, though. I get you on that because I'm like that
It's
every
the
day. But
13th,
Cinco
by
de
the way.
Mayo, though, yeah.
Yeah, you don't forget Cinco de Mayo.
It's Cinco de Mayo, motherfucker.
Actually, that is probably the only date you'd be like, I don't know, man. What day is it, man? I don't know. You don't know, say.
So it's crazy because when they asked me that, when all those questions were going on, when they were asking me those questions visually, I had like an outer body experience. So the view I had of everything when that was going on was behind and in between the paramedic and my mother. So I actually stared at myself.
What?
I literally looked at myself dead in the eye. Do you think
this is like brain chemistry that was like going crazy?
I don't know.
Were you conscious or were you like to your parent?
At that time, I was responding to him, so obviously I was conscious.
Okay,
yeah.
so then this must have just been like some weird brain chemistry that was the same chemistry that's allowing you not to feel the pain in your legs is making you see things from like another weird out of body perspective.
Yeah, it was.
That
weird.
sounds like some crazy like acid mushroom trip.
Yeah,
right there.
no. Hey, listen, whatever was in me, I'm on some more right now.
That's no. I'm not breaking your legs, man.
Yeah. Oh, you can't break these. That's fucking titanium.
Titanium legs.
Yeah. So
wait, from where to where?
From my knee to my ankle. So hold on, I'll get to that
Okay.
because we're missing a part.
Okay, go ahead.
So. Yeah, so when I heard them ask all those questions, I was in between the paramedic and my mother, like right in between their shoulders. And I remember that, like, to this day, like, I remember, like, the back of my hand. Like, I know what I saw, like, looking at myself, which was weird.
Such a trip.
Prior to that happening, when people would say they had outer body or any kind of crazy experience like that, I'm like, oh, you're a fucking weirdo. Get out of here. You're lying. And
well, usually they're not conscious at the time.
Yeah,
they're like
in
a coma or whatever.
These people I totally believe.
Yeah.
Because I was not dead or unconscious or anything, and it happened to me.
That's some shit.
So I had to get airlifted from South Amboy to New Brunswick. And when my family got there, they told my family straight up, your son will never walk again. He's going to lose at least one of his legs. So I was in the hospital probably for 2 months. So during this time, you know, a lot was going on, you know, mentally, you know, because I went from being independent on the go, doing whatever I want, when I want it, to, hey, I got to take a shit. Can you wipe my ass for me? Or I need to take a shower, you know? I'm not trying to be graphic, but like,
yeah, man.
To that extent, you know? And,
That's crazy.
and you know what? It fucks you up in your head. And the thing I forgot to mention prior to me getting hurt was, at the time, I was allowing other people in my life to get in my head that DJing wasn't a real career.
Mm-hmm.
And allowing them to get into my head during that time, my brother became a police officer. So when I saw my older brother become a cop, like any other younger brother, you want to be like your older brother. Huh? Hey, if you can do that, I can do that. So prior to me getting hurt, I was actually still DJing and promoting and everything. And I was going to school. I had a job lined up. All I had to do was graduate school, go to academy, and I was basically set, you know? So when I was in the hospital and had all this free time, that's when I really realized my passion for music. Even though I always knew I had a passion for music, but that's when I really realized how much I really love music. But most importantly, that's when I realized how powerful music is. Like, I always knew music was powerful, but like, when I was going through probably one of the roughest times of my life, I would drown myself in music. And that's when it clicked to me, like, James, you gotta do this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, music is the universal language that everybody feels good when they listen to music. Everybody communicates through that, you know? It's like one of those things that no matter what takes control of your brain and makes you feel very differently than you already feel.
Yeah. No, 100%. And
you need it. You need it.
Yeah.
Like, people say, would you rather be blind or would you rather be deaf? And it's weird. I mean, but part of me was like, I don't think I could lose my hearing fully and be like, okay in the world without music.
No, you're right.
Like, music is the only thing that would make me happy. Like, I look at like Stevie Wonder, I'm like, this dude
Yeah.
writes these songs that are so visual somehow. Like, he's never seen. Ray Charles saw, you know?
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder never saw. So his songs, like, somehow are so visual, and so, like, some of the things, you know, ribbon in the sky. He's never seen a ribbon. He's never seen a sky. Somehow he's got, like, you know, crazy metaphors and visuals, and, you know, he seems like a very happy person.
Yeah.
Music is a powerful,
No, you're right.
powerful thing, man. It controls my life. There's very little silence. If I'm in transit somewhere, there's music playing. If I'm in my apartment, the second I come in, I'm like, you know, yo,
Well, not only just
Amazon
music.
woman, play this. Alexa, play this.
No, well, not just music.
And
As you said,
I just live in it.
as you
And,
said before, if it's not music, it's like talking, you know?
yeah, I'll be listening to something or talking to somebody. Like, silence is hard in long spurts, man. You need music.
No, you're right.
It's insane.
But it's crazy because you have, what's his name? Pete Tong. He's the deaf DJ. World-renowned deaf DJ.
I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you do
What was that? And what else? What, Beethoven? Look at Beethoven, too.
that. He went deaf. Like, wow.
Oh, wait, I didn't know. I never knew. I thought he wasn't deaf since he was younger.
No,
I think he got
that
deaf when he was
Beethoven-
young.
I thought that he went deaf while he was like
I think he went deaf like when he was like 8, 9 years old.
maybe. I'm not a big
Yeah, but even still, to be able to be deaf and perform musically, that just speaks volumes. That's awesome, man. So during this time when I was hurt, I remember my mom coming to my hospital bed one time and being like, "Hey James, be careful with this medication they're giving you. And I looked at my mom like, "Mom, like, you know me, like I don't mess with drugs." And we had somebody who I was close with who went through addiction with painkillers and everything. I was like, "Mom, you saw what she went through and what her family went through. Like, it's not gonna happen to me. Like I'm good, Mom. Like, you know me." And at the time, my mom was like, "All right, you know, like at that time when I got hurt, like the epidemic that's going on today wasn't going on back then." So my mom's like, "All right, you know, it seems like I know my son has his shit together. He don't do drugs, you know, it is what it is. I had to say what I had to say. I know he'll be fine." I guess my mom was thinking. So during that time, you know, I kept taking medication because obviously I was in severe physical pain.
Mm-hmm.
Then, you know, as I got out of the hospital, they kept on giving me prescriptions and everything. And, you know, kept taking them. Then, you know, sooner or later, you know, my mental pain got worse and worse because I was, like, too much of a man to ask for help at that time, you know? Because you know how it is being a guy. Sometimes I don't want to ask for help, you know? Like, who does that, you know? Which, now I know in my life that a true man asks for help when he needs it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, at the time, to numb what I was going through mentally, I started abusing my medication. And so it turned into me running out of my prescriptions, linking up with people that I knew who were able to get the stuff on the streets illegally. So I started getting a couple hundred pills every now and then extra on the side. And during this time, though, I was still focusing on my craft of DJing. I would be sitting in my bedroom in my wheelchair, practicing on my turntables, working on my music. Then fast forward the tape, a year later after I got hurt, I became a resident DJ at Harrah's Pool in Atlantic City.
Oh, wow.
Which was insane.
That was your first gig out the gate?
No, not my first. No. It was
okay.
my first
big.
Big.
Okay.
Regardless if it was a year or 10 years afterward, that's
right.
That's like a staple. Right,
I mean,
there.
that's insane. People,
yeah.
Like who's got a resident DJ? Who's a resident now at the pool? You have like.
Well, they have
Paulie D, right?
Yeah, Paulie's one of them. Yeah, they have all different ones. But
I mean, like that.
But here's the thing: a lot of the
caliber.
guys that play there play like once a month. Like I was playing there every week, if not 3 weeks out of the month.
Wow!
Like I was like a true resident.
Yeah,
there.
you were a full resident.
Yeah. So
dangerous to be in AC that much.
Oh yeah, because at that time, man, between the late nights, having a pill addiction or a drug addiction, because at the time I was doing more than just pills. I was doing anything that would just numb me or get me out of my skin, you know?
Anything?
Practically anything, man. If it was coke, ecstasy, whatever.
You never touched a needle though, right?
What?
Never touched a needle, right?
We'll get to that in 1 minute.
Oh boy.
So, so I was, at the time I was definitely doing painkillers, Xanax, coke, weed, ecstasy every now and then. Staying up all night, gambling, females, just it just wasn't a good mixture.
AC life is dangerous.
Yo, and then to top it off, I was getting paid good money too.
Yeah. So when you got money, you're walking around AC with money in your pocket, forget about it.
So I'll tell you this, like at that time, when my career was really blowing up nightclub wise, I was working probably like 4 nights a week. And at one of the venues I was working at, I had like a marketing deal cut with them as well.
Mm.
So besides the money I made off the marketing, just the 4 nights I was DJing a week, realistically is probably what people, like your average person, made in a month. So I was making a large sum of money, which honestly was a very bad thing for me at that time because it just fueled my habit at the time. Yeah, it fueled my addiction without a doubt, Then my habit went through the roof. As my habit was going through the roof, my career, for some odd reason, kept blowing up. I started locking down more spots, started traveling more. Obviously when you travel more, you don't sleep as much. You don't eat good. Mm-hmm. When you're traveling, I don't care who you are, it's very difficult to get proper sleep, nutrition.
It's fast food,
all that.
And like 3 hours, 4 hours.
Don't get me wrong, there's guys out there who do it. It's a very difficult thing, but to do it while you have a drug problem, it's like impossible. Because even without the traveling, while having a drug problem, you can't even take care of yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't. So, as that was going on, long story short, my pill addiction was at such a high amount every day, the pill stopped working for me. And at this time, I was doing a lot. I'm not going to go into details on how much, but I was doing a lot.
I mean, you came this far.
All right, so if you know anything about oxycodone, at this time, I was probably sniffing 20 to 25.
And sniffing them?
Yeah, sniffing them. And keep in mind...
Daily?
Daily, yeah. So at this time... getting a prescription, you're getting 160, 180. So I was sniffing like 20, 25.
How long is that? How long is that supposed to last you? That's supposed to last you like months.
Yeah, that was 160, 180 is supposed to last someone a month who has like severe,
like
lost
a limb.
Like real bad injuries. Like don't get me wrong, I have bad injuries, but I mean like someone who has like really bad injuries.
Right.
And
you definitely went through some shit. Your legs are crazy.
Yeah, so at this time the pills stopped working, and the one I don't want to say friend or person who I was using with at the time was like, here, try some heroin. It does the same thing. And prior to that, people told me, why are you wasting your time with these pills and everything? You should just do heroin. It's cheaper. And I would look at them like, you're crazy. I'm getting this from a doctor. It's something different. Like, you don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
But at this time, I was about to be sick. I couldn't get pills. And I was like, fuck it. I got no other option. And at the end of the day, that's when I really realized they were right. Heroin and pills, it's the same shit. It's opiates. Don't get me wrong, heroin could be cut with different stuff because you're getting it illegally on the street, but all said and done, though, it's the same shit. It's an opiate.
Right. I mean, it's essentially causing the same reactions in your body.
Yeah. And as far as side effects, obviously, at this time, I didn't care about side effects because I was already addicted to
you were already having side effects.
Yeah.
If you waited another couple days, you would have started going through withdrawals.
No, not even. If I waited
hours.
Hours. I would have been sick within a day, or if not less than a day. I would have been puking, pissing out my ass, like nasty stuff.
That's really scary.
Yeah, not eating, restless leg syndrome, not sleeping. So I was introduced to heroin then, and I was probably about the age of, I want to say 26, maybe 27. And the first time I did heroin, I injected it. I didn't even sniff it.
Wow. You went right in.
Went right in. And,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and second I did it, it was like, yo, you love this? This is where it's at. And it's crazy, because the first time I did it, I even said to myself, Houston, we have a fucking problem. I knew it was going to be trouble, and it was, because you know what? Probably within a year of me doing that, I had my own place. I lost that. I had to live back home in my parents' house. Stopped showing up to gigs. I was calling out sick all the time. And obviously, as my addiction got worse and worse, so did my behaviors. I was doing some messed up things to my loved ones, to get my fix. And it's crazy because prior to me getting hurt, I was like one of those people who were like, if you're addicted to drugs, why don't you just stop? Or if you're addicted, if you're stealing from people or doing this and that, why are you doing it? I was like one of those people who had that mentality. But now, ever since I've been in the shoes of an addict, I get it now. I know why people do crazy shit to get their fix. Because guess what? The best analogy I can give you is, in order for you to survive, you need food and water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say the only source of food and water you can get is from me. What would you do to get that food and water from me?
Yeah, probably anything.
Probably anything, right?
Kill people. If you
So same thing with a drug addict, because you know what? Even though they're not dying, but the sickness is so severe, physically and mentally, forget about it. I can't even put into words, but physically and mentally, you think the show is about to be over. So you'll do anything and everything to get your fix. So all right, so if you can't rob a drug dealer, how are you going to get your drugs? You're going to have to pay for them. So if you don't have money, how are you going to get your money? You're going to steal, rob, lie, manipulate to whoever. Walmart, your mom, your dad, your grandmother, anyone.
Right.
You'll do it just to get your fix. And you know what? I did a lot of things. I don't want to say, I don't know if it's a shame, but I definitely did things that I knew better not to do. But the thing is, since I was under the influence of such a strong substance, I didn't know any better. Because with drugs, when you become physically addicted to drugs, the first thing it does, it shuts down the frontal lobe of your brain, which is basic decision making. That is completely out the door. So when you become addicted, your decision making is completely out the door. So for knowing from what's right or wrong, what you were taught your whole life, that's not a thought in your mind. You know what? And
you have one goal.
Yeah, and you know what? And during my drug addiction days, man, I did some crazy shit to get my fix, man. From robbing drug dealers to giving them fake gift cards, print off. Like, since I was getting a computer, I would print out fake Photoshop gift cards.
No way.
And I was like, yo, I know they like Foot Locker. I'll call them up, like, yo, you want a gift card to Foot Locker? Yo, bring that shit up, yo.
These people, how did they not hunt you down? And
I'm not done yet.
If somebody gave me a fake gift card and I let them off, I would. I mean, I'm not in the position. I would never. Just thinking, if I was.
So listen,
I would do that.
Not tooting my own horn. Fucked up or not, I'm a pretty intelligent person, and the reason why I say I'm pretty intelligent, even till this day, not being fucked up, because guess what? I love what I do. I play music and I make a living off of it.
Right.
I consider myself intelligent if I'm able to take a hobby and make a living off of it. You know, I'm not saying I'm the smartest guy.
You were able to do it at 16, man.
Yeah, exactly.
No question.
So when I was messed up, I became even more intelligent because I was willing to do anything and everything to get it done. Don't get me wrong, there were some ideas I came up with at the time in addiction that I thought were slick that definitely weren't slick. Like, for example, I would take something from you. Oh, let me help you look for it. Like, who would take that from you?
Right.
And it was kind of obvious, clearly me, because I was the only person who was next to you for the past 12 hours. Yeah. You know? So what I would do is with these drug dealers, I would get like, I would give them like a legitimate Macy's gift card one day. Like a legitimate. And the next day I would call them up, hey, yo, you want one at Foot Locker? And the thing is, what I would do is when I would give them the Macy's one, I would meet them at the mall to make sure they spend it right there at Macy's so they see that it works. So the next day I would call them up, hey, you want one to Foot Locker? But yeah. I'm like, yo, I got one for like $600. They're like, all right, come up. But the
$600 to Foot Locker?
Yeah.
How do you even get that? Nobody has a gift card for $600 to Foot Locker.
Yo, and
actually, never mind. I take that back. Shoes are fucking expensive.
Yeah, exactly. Jerseys, everything.
Yeah, so, it's $600 can get you 3 items.
Yeah, so if you figure someone who's big into sneakers and fashion like that, they're spending $600 at Foot Locker, Foot Action, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
So they would like, come up. So I would go to the lovely town of like Newark or Irvington. I would totally pull up in an area where I'm not trying to be racist or anything, but I would pull up into an area where, like, there's not a white person in sight.
Yeah.
Like, I stuck out like the ugly duckling, and at the time I thought I blended right in. Oh, I'm fine, don't worry, I'm good. I belong here. Just condemned buildings and no white people around. I belong here, you know? So I would give them the card, and what I would do is I would Photoshop the Macy's card that I would give them and just exchange the logos and, like, replace the text and everything.
Wow.
And I would give them the gift card. They would, give me heroin and whatever other shit I wanted. And then I would go. And this
is the last time. Then you know that's the last time you're going to see that dealer.
Oh, yeah, well.
So you would basically be like blackballing yourself from all the dealers in town, one after the next, by giving them fake money. Like if you went into a casino with counterfeit money, you'd be immediately blackballed from that casino.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you were trying to do that with every casino in town.
Well, here's the thing. I hope it was the last time I would see them, but unfortunately,
oh god,
with one of the situations, it definitely wasn't the last time I saw this guy.
Who comes back? I mean, unless it's to kick your ass.
So, all right. Well, listen. So,
I would never meet up with these people again. What do you like?
No. So listen. A month or two later, I'm like 4 or 5 blocks down from where I would get from this one guy.
Yeah.
And I could say his name. He's in jail anyway. It's not even his real name anyway. So the guy who I beat, his name was Tone. So I beat Tone. So like about a month or two later, I was seeing this guy Midnight, who was like 4 or 5 blocks down.
I'm gonna edit out all these names so nobody hunts me down.
No, you're good.
I'm believing
Midnight Tone, like paging Mr. Midnight. Like, come on, like, yeah.
All right,
you know how many people have the name Midnight?
Yeah, probably a handful. But
how many people in the hood have the name Midnight? Probably a lot.
And they're probably not listening to my podcast.
Yeah,
Good
definitely
call.
not. Definitely not. So I went to go see Midnight one day, had me pull up on his block. He's like, yo, he's like, give me a little bit, I'll be right there. I'm like, all right. And that was typical, you know. It wasn't like grade A service where they're being out there and the second you got there. Sometimes you would wait 10 minutes, sometimes you would wait there 30 minutes. It wasn't like a legit business, even though in my eyes I'm like, motherfucker, you gotta be on time. I'm giving you hundreds of dollars, you gotta be here, you know what I mean? So I'm sitting there waiting for 10-15 minutes, and at the time I was there with a buddy of mine who I was using with. So the car that we were in had no air conditioner, and it was in the summertime. So we had the windows rolled down. You know, since I'm having the car running, the AC didn't work in the car. You had a piece of shit car. So we had the windows down. We're about to be dope sick, so we had to seat it back a little bit. All of a sudden, I hear him screaming. My buddy next to me starts screaming like, no! And he's like kind of looking to my left. And as I turn to my left, there is the guy, Tone, who I beat, putting his fist, because keep in mind the windows were down, right through the door, and I turned right into his fist, and he fucking clocked me good. So as he's hitting me, there's probably about like 10 people surrounding the car. So as I'm getting hit, my boy is getting hit in the passenger side. And like he's hit me hard. It's not like he's hit me, like he's fucking cranking away.
This is the dude you gave the Foot Locker card to? Okay.
And he's like, yo, motherfucker, where's my money? Boom! And keep in mind, I'm some pretty white boy.
Not anymore.
From South Amboy. I'm up in the hood, New York.
Not so pretty.
So here's the thing. I can't hit this guy back. I'll probably get shot and killed up there. You know what I mean?
You just gotta take it.
But in the same sense, I don't want to cry. I don't want to look like a bitch. So I start laughing at him.
Oh like, yo, God, that's so much worse.
Yeah, because bro, he was hurting me.
Just
bro.
cry,
bro. He was fucking hit me. So I'm like, yo, I don't got your money. Ha! Yo, he hit me even harder then.
You're psycho.
So he he reaches into the car because I'm like in a daze. He pulls the keys out of the ignition, opens the door, starts dragging me out by my ankle. He's like, yo, I'm fucking breaking something.
No.
And keep in mind, I have a titanium rod on my leg.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yo, you ain't breaking shit, homeboy. But I kicked this dude in his nuts so hard, the keys dropped. Grabbed the keys. I started the car. I don't think I hit anyone. I just fucking peeled right the fuck out of there.
You don't think you hit anyone? I don't like the way you said that.
To my knowledge, I didn't hit anyone.
To your knowledge, what about?
But there was no there's no dents or anything on the car.
Okay.
I'm for all I know, I might have
just a little bit of blood.
I might have scraped somebody for all I know, but like I didn't like hit like a run over somebody. You know what I mean?
Maybe a toe.
Maybe a toe. But that's what you get surrounding a car with two pretty white boys in Newark.
Holy shit, dude! That sounds like the scariest situation.
No, but it gets even better. Like months later, I had a buddy of mine who was still seeing Tone. And he was like, yo, he's like, what's up with Strzz, yo? They're like, yo, even though he's a piece of shit, I'd rather have his business, yo. Tell him to call me up. And at this time, I'm like, yo, I ain't fucking calling him. This dude just beat the piss out of me. And he ended up reaching out to me. Yo, he ended up reaching out to me. And yo, crazy as it may sound, I started going back to him again.
It doesn't sound crazy. You were an addict.
Yeah. But it's crazy how he would just go back to me like nothing happened.
He did. He pretended nothing happened?
Yeah, he pretended nothing happened.
So you obviously didn't kill
like when I saw him, he's like, yo, you're a piece of shit, man. He's like, just give me your fucking money, yo. So I would keep going to him.
Wow.
So listen, as this going on, like I got into like other predicaments. Like long story short, like I was held up at gunpoint. Like, and it wasn't like I didn't do anything wrong. Like we were at a gas station. So the one area we were going into was like a really rough area. So if a cop saw 3 white people from out of town pull into this area, like you were getting pulled over. So my boy driving was like, yo, you and your boy, you're going to wait here at the gas station. I'm going to get the stuff. I'm going to come back and get you. So we're waiting at the gas station at this time. I'm in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. Probably didn't shower for 3 days. Like typical addict behavior. Mm-hmm. You know, it's completely fine though in my eyes. And my boy at the time, he was like still a functioning addict. So he had a job. So he had his khakis on and a bright pink polo on from his daytime job. So we totally stuck out like sore thumbs because we're like right in the middle of hood of Newark. And we're just chilling her off to the side, minding our business. And my boy goes to me, he's like, yo, I got a bad feeling about that car over there. And this car is like 50 feet away from us. And I look at him like, yo, Nick, relax, bro. I'm like, we're good. The car is far away from us. Like, they're not looking at us. Like, his windows up. His windows are tinted. Like,
not a good thing.
Like,
but in the hood, that's not a rare
it's typical.
thing.
We're good. And at the time, like, my friend I was with, he was kind of like new to the whole going to the hood thing, you know. And with me, I was up there every day, so like, it didn't faze me, you know.
Right.
Like, whatever, you know. Just blend in, man. Just be cool. You're good. And like a minute right after he says it, that same car pulls up. Guy pulls down the window, puts a gun right to our faces.
Wow.
Give me everything you got. So my boy Nick is like, yo, here's everything. And he had some drugs on him. He had some money on him. He actually had a wireless card from his work laptop in his pocket for like internet. Gave that to him. And me being the full-blown addict I was at the time, I had drugs and some money in my right pocket. I had nothing in my left. So I went like this. Yo, I got nothing. And when I went like that, I only put out my left pocket. Like I pulled out my left pocket from my shorts, kept my right pocket in.
Yeah.
Yo, I got nothing, man.
Did he say anything?
Yeah, he just pulled. Yeah, he just pulled.
Because he had to be quick, man.
Yeah, he just pulled.
He's in broad daylight.
Yeah, he just pulled right away. No, it's nighttime. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah. This is that's crazy.
So it's funny. Speaking of like that wireless card, my buddy forked over to the guy. So the next day, my buddy was like, yo, what should I tell my job about this wireless card? I told him, like, yo, tell them that you went to Fridays or Applebee's after work. Like, you're doing some work at the bar, you went to the bathroom, you came back, and it was gone.
Right. Good.
And for some reason, it sounded good, right?
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah. For some reason, I don't know why, to him, it didn't sound good to him.
So what happened?
No, he told his job, I got mugged in Newark. 2 days later, he's getting drug tested at his job. Lost his job. Not because of not because of the drug test, because he gave him fake urine, but he ended up losing the job anyway. But yeah, they totally drug tested him because of that.
Wow. Still lost the job. Yeah. Completely unrelated. He didn't belong there regardless, so I don't feel bad for him.
Yeah, so there was like one other time I was held up at gunpoint. I actually had the gun in my mouth.
What?
Yeah, gun in my mouth, and yeah, fucked up shit, man. And as crazy as it may sound, during that time, I hated life and hated myself, most importantly, so much. I didn't even care. I was just like, go right ahead. And this dude was looking at me like, bro, you fucking crazy?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the scenario there? I gotta know.
Me being a typical scumbag, robbing, beating somebody for something. I don't remember exactly what details.
So you beat this
I definitely
dealer
did.
also.
Yeah, I definitely did something shicey.
You gave him a fake something.
Yeah, I gave him fake money or tried being slick.
You did
with
fake
them.
money multiple times too?
Oh, yeah. Everything.
How many times would you say, how many dealers would you say you've like fucked over in some way, one way or another?
I needed a couple. I only have two hands. I need more than two hands.
How many more?
Oh, probably like 15, 20 at least.
No. More people or hands?
What? No, I'm saying I'd probably beat like 15, 20 people.
Oh my god, I think you need 15 or 20 hands.
No,
I'm like trying to do the math.
No.
I'm like, what?
No, but I'm saying drug dealer wise, 15, 20
That's
goes,
insane.
Yeah.
That's insane. To be doing those kind of schemes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
like it was to the point where people that were fucked up, like using, didn't want to roll with me because they knew I was bad news.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how bad it was. People that were getting fucked up didn't even want to fuck with me because they knew, like, yo, this guy's up to some crazy shit because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, when somebody puts a gun in your mouth and you say, like, go for it.
Yeah, and it's crazy because...
It's scary.
Like, you're probably wondering, like, all right, so if you were that person, then how do you get to where you're at now? So one night, and I remember this night because this night totally saved my life without a doubt. Didn't save it right away, but it got the wheels in motion for me. So the one night, my friend Gina, who I was using with, picked me up. You know, we went to, it was like Newark or Irvington, and we got some heroin, got some crack. And she's driving, she's smoking crack. I'm injecting my heroin while she's driving. And since she was all fucked up, she was doing like 40 on the parkway. And the speed limit on the parkway was like 55 or 60. Yeah. So I'm like, Gina, like, what are you doing? Like, speed up. And a minute later, a state trooper's pulling us over. So as the state trooper's pulling us over, she's like, take the stuff out of your pocket. So I look at her, I'm like, Gina, I got pulled over 2 weeks ago. I don't have a warrant out for my arrest. I am not moving because this cop is going to have a field day in this car. Because here's the thing, like, my daily habit was so high. At the time, I had a lot of stuff on me. And even though it was like truly like my daily usage.
Personally used to a cop that looks like distribution.
Yeah, 100%. So, cop came to the car, license and registration, why are you driving so slow? And she was fast. She was good. She was like, sir, my car was making some weird noises. I just wanted to make sure my car was safe. I kind of wanted to know what was going on. He's like, all right. He's like, let me see if you guys have any warrants out. If not, I'll let you guys go. Give him my ID. She gives her ID. He goes back to the car and she says to me again, James, hide your stuff. And I was like, shut the fuck up. I'm good. He comes back and he's like, hey, buddy, I hate to break it to you. I got some bad news. I'm like, what? He's like, normally, he's like, I wouldn't even take you in for this, but I have to because I ran it. He's like, you have a failure to appear for a traffic ticket in Marlboro, New Jersey. I got to take you in.
No.
So I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm like, I got pulled over 2 weeks ago. I don't have a warrant out, and to top it off, traffic ticket. I haven't had my license in years. Like,
what?
I'm good. Like, run that again. He's like, listen. He's like, the computer don't lie. He's like, I gotta take you in. He's like, but listen. He's like, I'm gonna take you in. He's like, they're probably gonna release you the second you get there. They're gonna RR you. Like, release on your own recognizance, it's called.
Okay.
So I was like, all right. But keep on, as I'm saying, all right.
You
I'm
have
saying to
all
myself,
this shit in your pocket.
I'm saying, oh fuck, I got 100 bags of heroin.
What?
I got 100 bags of heroin.
Separate?
No, yeah, 100 bags of heroin.
Separate baggies.
Yeah, 100 bags.
So why are they all separate if it was just for you?
Because when you buy heroin, that's how they give it to you.
They just give it to you all separate.
So, like,
they assume that you're.
So with heroin, they break it down. You can either get it by bag, which not many people do it get it by bag. You can get it by bag. You get it by bun. By bun is by 10 bags.
Okay.
Or by brick, which is by 50 bags.
Okay.
So obviously, if you get it by bag, if any dealer would do it by bag, they're charging you $5 to $7 a bag. If you do it by bun, depending who you're going to, you can get anywhere between $35 and $50. And if you do it by brick, you're getting it anywhere between $200 to $300, $350, depending where you're going to.
Okay.
So obviously, I was getting bricks because my habit was through the roof. So,
but still separate. They still give it to you.
Yeah, it's separate. It's all rubber band up.
They just assume that you're going to be flipping it.
Yeah. So not only that, though, I had even if it was all in one bag, they would still weigh it out. It doesn't matter.
Okay, and separate it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So even if all 100 bags were in one bag, they would still weigh that amount, and that amount they would still consider as distribution.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
So along with that, though, I also even though I had a prescription, I had Xanax. And the thing is, whenever I would sleep out at somebody's house who I was using with, I wouldn't bring my full bottle with me. I would take whatever I was using, which is definitely more than the daily amount the doctor would tell me to use, and I would just put it in a separate baggie. And I had that in my pocket as well, which I had like 20 Xanaxes in my pocket and cellophane. So the cop was like, "What the hell is this?" I found that at my buddy's house. I'm taking it home to flush it down the toilet to save his life. And he was like, bro, it's not my first day on the job. And he starts laughing at me. He's like, tell me why you really have it. He's like, listen, he's like, I'll work with you. He's like, I can't make this disappear, but he's like, if you need help, I'll help you. And at that time, since I was like so messed up and everything, I had like the fuck the police mentality. So I was like, fuck you, that's my story. And he
said that?
Yeah. And he didn't like it.
No shit.
Yeah, so I got...
You don't talk like that to authorities.
No shit, I know that now.
I literally, like, I become such a bitch when I talk to a cop.
Oh, yeah.
I think my voice goes up like 3 octaves. I'm like doing things with my hands I would never do to keep him like super in his face, like, everything's good. Like, what's up? Hi, officer.
Yeah.
How's everything?
So, long story short, I got taken in to State Troopers Barracks, and they obviously had to bring me to county jail. And keep in mind, I've never been... Actually, prior to this, I think I was in jail maybe 2 or 3 days over like a simple possession charge, which happened to get dropped and thrown out of court anyway because I had a good lawyer.
Okay.
So, so this time I was going to county jail, and this time like I knew I was in like some serious trouble. I had a lot of stuff on me. When I went to county jail for like 3 days before in the past, like I had probably about maybe like 10 bags on me. This time I had over 100, you know, with Xanaxes and And I also told the cop to go fuck himself too,
Yeah.
which didn't help.
Not in the least.
So, my poor mother, who I'm thankful for, she bailed me out that night, which my bail was like $50,000.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they were hitting me with 2 distribution and manufacturing counts of it. So,
manufacturing.
yeah.
Where the hell does that come from?
I don't know. If I was distribution and manufacturing, I would not be leaving my house.
Manufacturing. You're a scientist.
Yeah,
you're like a super genius.
I would be sitting in my bedroom getting high. I would have no reason to leave the house at that time.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
where does that? I don't understand where that comes from. That's just legal mumbo jumbo bullshit.
I'm not gonna get into it. It's a whole other topic, but
Yeah.
our legal system is so fucked up and corrupt.
Yeah, it's a whole nother.
It's
a whole nother
exactly.
podcast.
So when
Start
I
a
got
whole
bailed
new
out the
podcast.
next day, I called up the town that I had the warrant from. So I'm like, I'm calling up to see if I have a warrant out from you guys. Hey, well, what's your name? I gave him my name. I'm not finding anything in our computers. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, I got arrested last night due to a warrant from your town. Look this up any which way that you need to look it up. I'm like, here's my social, here's my driver's license number, here's everything.
Marlboro.
Yeah,
Township.
in Marlboro, yeah.
Oh my god.
So I give them my information, and she goes to me, hey sir, I apologize. I noticed that you have 2 addresses on here. Did you live at this address and this address? I'm like, yes. She's like, which one is the most current one? I'm like, well, the second one that you said. Well, I apologized. Even though you updated your address correctly, but we sent the court papers to your original address and file, so you never got your court papers that were sent to your first address that should have been sent to your second address. We apologize for any inconvenience. So at the time, I'm like, inconvenience.
Inconvenience is so not the word.
You just fucked up my life right now. But
technically saved your life.
No, that's why I was about to catch myself right there. At the end of the day, man, like,
because
it
that
totally
turned you
saved my
around,
life.
didn't it?
Yeah, 100%, man. Because at that time, my family was like, yo, you need to get help. So obviously, I tried going to rehab a couple times. And at that time, I personally didn't want it. I just wanted to, like, appease my family. Mm-hmm. Just to get them to shut up, at the time. So I went for the wrong reason. So obviously, the second I got out, I started using again. And the last time I went, it was weird. The last time I went, I had a warrant out for my arrest prior to me going. So I thought to myself, all right, so maybe if I go to rehab, they will drop the warrant, but either which way, like, I know I need to be done with this stuff. I'll really do what I need to do, blah, blah, blah. So this time in rehab, I was there for like a little bit over a month. I paid attention, took it all in, did some like self-work on myself and everything, dug deep and everything. Then they didn't drop the warrant. The day I got out, my grandmother happened to pass away that same day, which was just easy justification for me to be like, time to get fucked up right now, Either which way, I gotta go back to jail. So at this time, I was like, you know what? I'll just get fucked up tonight and I'll turn myself in tomorrow. And it didn't turn out that way. I ended up being on the run from December to March. And then turned myself into March. So when
you say on the run,
that means I had a warrant out for my arrest from December to
but
March.
you weren't like moving about.
No,
I picture you with like a stick and like a bindle.
No,
like a little like handkerchief with all your shit in it.
No,
and your
well,
DJ
you're wrong.
Equipment in your right hand.
Alex, you're wrong. I had like the fake glasses, the fake eyebrows, the fake nose, the fake mustache. I was like totally incognito, like
hell yeah,
hiding from the sheriff's officers.
See,
yeah,
I'm nowhere.
You can't find me.
You'll never get me, copper.
But yeah. So I finally turned myself in. Then when I turned myself in, the first week, like when you go in jail, like you're like locked down, like you're out of your cell maybe an hour, hour and a half tops, and that's it. Besides that, you're in, like, I don't even know the dimensions, but it's small. Like, you got to take a shit. The person that you're bunking with is literally right next to you as you're taking a shit.
Damn.
Yeah. So probably like my 4th or 5th day, because my first couple of days I was so out of it, withdrawn, everything. So like my 4th day, I was like looking I don't even want to call it a mirror, but the reflection pad that they have. To act as a mirror. It's
the plastic mirror.
Yeah, it looks like a funhouse mirror. It looks like a
funhouse.
Yeah, the reason why they don't have mirrors, so
you can't break it.
You can't break it and shank somebody or
somebody else.
or hurt yourself. Yeah. So as I'm looking at the funhouse image of myself in this thing, I said to myself, like, yo, like, James, like, not for nothing, like, you're gonna end up dead or end up in prison. Like, you don't belong in jail or prison, and, like, I know you don't want to be dead. Like, something's got to change. And that's when I realized, all right, something's got to change. So 2 days after that, I went to population. So when I was in population, my first day in population, like, I definitely stuck out like a sore thumb. I never really jailed before. I don't know the rules of jailing or any of that. So I'm just kind of keeping to myself. I got like that Stonewall face on, you know, trying to... I thought I was being tough, but I probably didn't look tough at all. And we got our lunch, and in population at the jail I was at, it was like bunker status. So you weren't in cells. It was like one big room, bunch of different bunk beds all over the place.
Okay.
Cafeteria right in the middle. It was, and there was like no, like, you're in your cell for a couple hours. It's all right. Everyone just go to their bed, you know? So when I got my lunch, we're in the cafeteria, I was like, I gotta find a place to sit. And I kind of noticed that there was like, not like assigned seating, but like people claimed their seat, you know? So I found this table that was like out in the middle of right field, and there was an older black gentleman that was sitting down, and I went up to him. Hey man, do you mind if I sit here? He's like, yeah, no problem, sit down. So I go to sit down, and he's like, no, not that seat. So he's like, sit in that one. So I'm like, all right, chill down, man. So I sit in the other seat, and as lunch is going on, he keeps yelling at me and like correcting me on certain stuff. So in my head, I'm like, shut the fuck up, old man. Let me eat my fucking lunch, you know? So at the time, I thought he was a complete dick. And he yelled at me for something again that I bit my lip because something in my head said, James, maybe he's looking out for you. Shut the fuck up. And that's what I did. I shut the fuck up and didn't say anything. The next day, he came to me and was like, yo, brother, come to Bible study. And I was never really a religious person. Yeah, growing up, I was Catholic. I went to CCD, communion, baptized, confirmed, all that, you know. But after I got confirmed, like, I never... went to church after that, you know?
Most.
Like, yeah, like any other person, you know? But don't get me wrong, I definitely believe in... Well, now I don't want to say I believe in God, but I believe in the higher power now. But I always believed in a God or a higher power when I was younger. Right. At the time when I was younger, I thought it was God, but now I think it's something a little different. But
which I think everybody kind of agree. Like, everybody in our generational segment agrees on the same type of, you know, ambiguity and like we don't really know, but we know it's probably not this thing that Catholicism tells us it is, or Judaism tells us it is, or whatever.
Yeah, 100%, you know.
But so that's...
Yeah, so I started going to Bible study with this guy, and I happened to get close with him. And as I'm getting close to him, now he told me a little bit about his story. You know, he was in there for like drug dealing and bunch of other crazy crimes. He wasn't a drug user or anything. Like, he's used drugs, but he wasn't an addict or anything. Mm-hmm. And he told me, he's like, yo, James, he's like, listen, he's like, you don't belong in here, man. He's like, I've been in and out of the system for like 30, 40 years, you know. Take my word. He's like, bro, all the times I stuck out of the system, he's like, I kept my mind, body, and soul cleansed. This is what you need to do. You need to eat good. You need to find your faith and believe in it, and you need to take care of yourself physically, and you'll be good. So then he started bringing me to the gym there with him. And keep in mind, the gym in jail isn't like the gym going the workout world or Jersey Strong or Retro. There's no weight. There's all calisthenics and certain like machines to help you angle your body and everything like that. Okay. So started doing some pull-ups and push-ups and dips.
They can't give you weights.
Oh no, because people be knocking each other.
It'll be death every day.
Yeah. So I started working out there with him and everything, and it was crazy because before I got hurt, I started working out, and I liked it a little bit. Started going. Then when I got hurt, I started trying to go back to the gym, but I guess with the medication and everything, it just threw me all off. But now in jail, I noticed I had a problem. I noticed that I needed to get better. I wanted to get better. I got back in touch with God at the time and got back in physical and everything like that. So I got out of jail, handled my legal stuff and everything going on. Then when I got out, I lived in a sober living house probably for like a year. Then when I first got out of jail, when I was living in that sober living house, I'm like, oh, where am I going to work? Because at this time, a lot of people in the club and bar scene, because at the time, years ago, I wasn't really doing much private events. I was doing mostly nightclub stuff and bar stuff. So at the time when I got out, I'm like, all right, the nightclub and bar scene knows what I'm about. They're probably not going to want to work with me. What the fuck am I doing with work? Because here's the thing. I've cried wolf many times in the past. Hey, I'm clean. I'm good now. Give me some work. And times in the past, people gave me second and third chances because they knew I was talented. They knew, like, this is what I did. You know, it wasn't like I was just a Joe Schmo fly-by-nighter. They knew this is, like, what I did. So at this time, they had enough of my shit. They heard the same old story from me 5 times already.
Right.
So I wasn't getting any calls from anyone, hey, James, we want you back. So at this time, I was applying to jobs at Wawa and other places and everything like that. And due to my record at the time, which now my record is expunged just due to all the stuff I went through with my legalities and everything to get it expunged. But my record at the time, I couldn't get a job or anything.
Right.
You know, due to me looking like a drug dealer on my record.
It's almost impossible for most people. Like, you're lucky now you work in a job where it doesn't say on the job application, have you ever been convicted of a crime before? Every job in our 90% of jobs in our country, if you're a convicted felon and for any reason, pretty much you're never gonna work. You know.
No, and
like listen, until it's fully expunged from your record, which is what like.
Well, no. Here's the thing: not all felonies can be expunged.
Right.
You know, certain felonies can be expunged through certain programs and everything like that. But like, I think the only felonies that can be expunged are drug felonies, and that's going through like drug court, probation. Right. You know, but like murder or child molestation or rape or anything that shit ain't being expunged. You know?
Right.
So, so I was applying for these jobs. I couldn't get a job. So I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do? I can't even get a job at Wawa. So it was weird. A kid I went to treatment with, his dad ran a place that did entertainment at night. I don't want to disclose the name of the place on here. But they did entertainment at night. And they're like, hey, listen, we need a DJ on Friday night. We have teenagers here, blah, blah, blah. They need music. I was like, all right, whatever, I'll do it, you know. It wasn't the highest paying. It wasn't a place where I would normally want to play out. Because I went from Harrah's Pool to this place here, you know.
Right.
So, yeah. So I started doing that just to do whatever. Then just to show presence on social media, I started making posts every now and then. Hey, I'm here. I would take some footage or whatever. Then all of a sudden, I get a phone call or a text from somebody who I met down in Atlantic City who always reached out to me for years back saying, hey, let's do stuff. And at the time, I kind of just blew it off because I was in my early, mid-20s, making good money, being in a nightclub. I didn't want to do a wedding or a mitzvah or sweet 16. So the guy who was calling me was Adam, actually.
Right.
He's like, "Oh, you want to work?"
So Adam is my business partner, our boss. We work all together at AJH Entertainment. That's his company. So that's just put a face to the name.
Yeah. So Adam hit me up. Hey, I'm looking for a DJ. Do you want to work? And I was like, yeah. And Adam kind of knew that I had some struggles, but he didn't know what was going on. So he's like, "Where have you been?"
Shit,
like,
I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know half of this shit, dude. This is crazy.
No, Adam. Adam didn't know.
I don't think he'll know it soon, but he didn't
Adam knows the deal now.
He knows all these stories.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah.
I've heard a couple of them, but
yeah. So at the time when Adam hit me up at that time, he knew I had some past struggles and everything, but he didn't know what was currently going on at that time, if I was clean or not, like to what extent my problems got to.
But gave you the opportunity.
Yeah, as a guy, I need somebody. And at the time, he told me, he's like, listen, he needed something covered or something like that. I have something here, and I might have something moving forward. Let's meet. So I think he wanted to meet me in person just to see what I looked like physically, to make sure that I looked like
I was there.
Somewhat halfway decent. Yeah, you were. Yeah. So I met with him, and prior to meeting with him, I told him exactly what was going on, and Adam told me, he's like, yo, listen, there's room and growth here for you. If you stay on the path and you're serious about what you're doing, you can. This will turn back into a career for you. And he did it for me, man.
That's awesome, dude. That's awesome. I'm really glad that he was there for you, dude. It's like such a pleasure to have you on board, dude, and to have it all like watch it all happen.
Don't put this in.
No, man. Listen, you can get emotional, dude. That's a part of this shit, dude. I'm really dude, hearing all this shit is very powerful, and there's a lot of people out there that are going through similar things and similar addictions, and to hear to hear your story and to hear your come around is fucking
it's insane.
Fantastic, man.
Yeah. No, I got a lot to be thankful and grateful for. That's for sure, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm really. Yeah, this is a crazy tale.
No,
dude.
And you know what? You fast forward the tape. Look at like everything we got going on. Basically, between all the weddings, which the wedding thing, we're starting a whole new wedding division, which we're all basically equal partners in. To mitzvahs, to the camp programs you guys got going on, and to all the other stuff I have, nightclub and bar wise. It's crazy how within 3 years it goes like that.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? That just it goes to show you that if you really believe in yourself and you believe in your talent and you're passionate about your talent, that it will happen for you.
Oh no, 100%. Yeah.
That's more along the lines of like the moral of the story. Like you went into it and came out of it with the same goal. You know, you always had the dream to be a DJ. That was your thing from 16 on. From before you touched drugs, from before you went to jail, from before you dealt with any of the crazy shit. Like you were always, this is what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
So for you to come out of it, jump right back into it, and be as successful as you are now, like you don't have a fucking minute to breathe, dude. You're booked on parties every single day. I'm like, you like to get you for a fucking hour to talk is a shock, because you're doing shit middle of the week, on the weekend. You're doing 3 events on a Saturday, 2 events on a Sunday. It's like you're killing it, man, and it's a fucking beautiful thing. And
it's funny because I'm gonna throw my own question out there right now. I'm asking myself because a lot of people ask me this. They're like, knowing what you've been through, like they're like, your work doesn't affect like what you do. Like you're not like tempted to use or anything like that. And the truth is, like, I'm not. Like, this is my passion. This is what I love to do. Because you know what? The first couple times that I tried getting clean, I listened to the quote unquote professionals, and they told me, "Hey, you can't DJ. You can't do any of this. You got to stay far away from it." And I listened to them. And guess what? Stupid. And I would get so depressed, I would end up using, Right. And when this recent time when I got clean, I met somebody and they told me, "Hey, James, if this is what you truly love to do, you will find a way and a reason to stay clean and still do what you love to do. Screw what everyone else tells you. If you really want to do it, you're going to do it."
Right.
And they were right, because you know what? I'm still here doing it, And, another big factor that helps with this whole thing and dealing with this crazy schedule and working all the time is definitely taking care of yourself, man. Like, eating good, going to the gym, like, hands down. Like, yes, there are people in our industry or our business that don't take care of themselves and have just as crazy as a schedule. but hands down, I'll put money on the table. I will outperform most, if not all of them, just due to the simple fact of me taking care of myself and being in good physical form.
Right.
Because our body can only do so much, but if you're not getting the right nutrition or right amount of sleep, and you want to perform on point, and if you're not already taking care of yourself and you're already getting lack of sleep, there's no way in hell you're performing on point.
Right.
It's impossible.
Of course.
Yeah, so, definitely the whole gym thing and nutrition thing has definitely impacted my life and has a lot to do with what I do today,
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a crazy tale. We're gonna wrap it up, man. That was
we
insane.
can keep going, man.
I know we could, but we're gonna have to bring you back for more talk because there's definitely more to tell.
Yeah.
I want to get deeper into this, but that was moving, man, and I'm really glad that you shared all that with me and with everybody. That was awesome, dude.
Oh, awesome.
And thank you for coming. And you'll be back.
Who do I send my invoice to? Pay the man.
We're gonna do some forums in the future with other DJs, and I want to talk more music industry and get deep on that. So you'll be back.
All right, let's do it.
All right, man.
Later, brother.
Love you, bro.
Love you too, man.
Be good.
Peace.
Hold up.
Wait. Wait. Whoa. Wait. Where were we?